Hello, everyone. This is the Easy Allies podcast. I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us this week, Michael Huber.
Hello.
Daniel Bloodworth.
Hello.
And Brandon Jones.
Hello.
Michael Huber, what is your goal this week?
My goal is for the panel to all at once stop, take a deep breath, and ponder how crazy of a year this is for video games.
Okay, sure. Hubert, it's really funny. You normally on this podcast and GT time in the past, we would always yearly have an episode called The Goatie So Far.
Yeah.
In which we'd go through all the games that have come out so far this year and like try to pick out the goaties. I just didn't even do it this year because I feel like we've had that conversation every single week. Like 2017 has been crazy.
Yes.
It's just been a crazy year.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. We get it. Yeah. Nier Automata came out this year. We get it. So Daniel Bloodworth, what is your goal this week?
My goal is to say woo woo and verbally acknowledge every time a siren goes by.
Okay. Sure. Brandon Jones, your goal this week?
My goal is to give Daniel Bloodworth an approving pat on the back.
Oh, that's so nice of you. My goal this week is actually not a bit. It's
Really?
It's the 1 in 10 when it's something that I think might improve the podcast. And I want to try out listening sounds. Like this you would hear on 60 Minutes. I don't think I do that a lot on this podcast, and I want to try it out. I'm going to see if it's effective. But I think it draws viewers in. I just think it draws
Oprah's got really good. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
She repeats
exactly.
a lot when people say
She repeats a lot when people say.
She repeats it.
Sure. Okay, so that is my goal. Let us begin our podcast with corrections. Begin corrections music, please. Gungrave the game came out before Gungrave the anime. Cody did not resist Order 66. The only clones who did were those who were able to remove their chips. With, what?
It's Cody, man. Brutal.
Cody. He couldn't help it.
So you went through with it, yeah.
That's the thing, Jones. It really is just a chip. I'm like, all right. The betrayal meant it was more human to me when it wasn't about a chip.
Yeah, I thought it was like psychological.
Yeah.
Strap them in a room like Order 66. Like,
No, to me, Hubert, I thought it was always like this training. It's just like, listen, this is how you pull a trigger on your blaster rifle, and Order 66 means kill the Jedi.
Yeah.
And the entire time they went the entire time they pretended to be friends with the Jedi, I thought this whole time they knew what Order 66 is, and it's not. It's just
Where
like
does
a
that-
crazy sci-fi deceit?
But where does the chip come from? What lore? What avenue of lore are we talking about here? The comics, the show?
Hubert, it's all lore, baby.
But where do those exact facts come from that it was a chip?
I would bet the show.
Okay.
I think
bet
it
the
might
show
be
touched
Clone
on it.
Wars. I think it might be
Once
Clone Wars.
again,
Where
Get
the
to that
chips
next
in
week, baby.
particular-
Load it up for next week.
If it's wrong, load it up. But I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that chips come from Clone Wars and are not mentioned at all in the prequels.
Once again, just ancillary.
Yeah, because that hurts
Things,
so much.
yep,
It
like,
hurts so much to see
no.
them turn. But
1
if it's
through
just
9
like
only.
a chip, you're just like, well, come on, they just had a chip.
No.
What are they gonna do?
I refuse. 1 through 9.
Arc Park was previously announced. Arc Park was not a new game announcement. Those Monster Hunter 5 rumors were apparently all made up. Neko Atsume means cat collecting. And yeah, this one we get to learn a lot about Japan. Here we go, about light novels. Light novels are similar to regular novels. The difference lies in the way they're written and the target demographic. Whereas regular Japanese novels are written with many advanced kanjis, Japanese symbols that require certain levels of education to be able to read all of them, light novels use easier to recognize kanjis and much more hiragana and katakana, the standard Japanese syllabary, making them much easier to read. Also, the stories are similar to your standard shonen anime. Toaru Majutsu no Index is one of the most, if not the most, successful light novels in Japan, regularly placing in the top 10 of the rankings since 2004. And corrections music. That was the one that Virtual On was doing crossover with. So apparently it's a big deal. It's a big deal that Index is crossing over with Virtual On. I dismissed it swiftly, and so maybe that was inappropriate.
Man, say what you will about Lucas and, whatever you think.
I will. Thank
Whatever-
you very much.
Yeah, what do you want to get into
That
right
doesn't
now?
matter.
What do
But
you
I
wanna
want to
get
know
into right now?
Lucas's.
Can I say right now?
Yeah.
I just want to know Lucas's intent with Order 66. when Lucas was doing it,
Yeah.
did he think it was a chip? Or
No,
did he
I don't think it
was-
was. I did not get that impression at all.
That's a good question.
I never
'cause
got that
think-
impression either.
I
It's a
feel like it's
chip.
like a brainwashing kind of thing.
Me too.
Yeah,
Like,
because
it's just
they're
this
so
trigger
hardcore
word.
trained. They were just like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
it's like.
Not that they knew it consciously.
The chip
Yeah.
makes it easy. The chip makes it
so like
easy.
when like Yoda and Mace Windu are flying out of Geonosis, like they're not having casual conversations with the clones. The clones are like war. Like they're locked in.
Yeah.
And so they get the other order, and it's like, oh, okay. Oh, and also too, I think it's not. I think it's less of I like it less that it's like, oh yeah, flip the switch and now they're angry, and more like no. It's not just Order 66 going in their head. It's like the Jedi just killed a bunch of people at the Jedi on Coruscant, like at the tower. Like
They always
the
had
Jedi,
suspicions.
The Jedi,
They
yeah,
always-
they
they
did it. The
always
Jedi
suspected.
finally turned against us,
Yeah.
and so that's like the clones are like, oh, okay, well,
Gotta fight back against.
Yeah.
Yeah, because again,
We're
that's
saving
so
people
human.
from the
That's
Jedi.
so
Yeah.
human. That's what people. Yeah. That, to me, that's more. That's more than just saying chips. Evil chips. Evil chips. There's one guy with evil chips. All right.
Yep.
Let's talk. My headline for this podcast is Battle Royale. Battle Royale. This is a whole story. Let us start. Let's talk about this very podcast because we've talked in the past, a couple of podcasts, talking about PUBG clones are coming. People are going to add modes. People are going to make games copying PUBG. And while I realize that there have been, or at least there has been one clone already, I think that nothing big, nothing on a huge scale has happened until...
Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah.
It's a big game. Yeah.
Shoot, Jones, when did that happen?
I don't know actually. I don't know specifically.
Yeah.
But I will mention how I found out about that.
Can we talk
I was
about how
reminded of it.
it's crazy actually to me that it's called Battle Royale because of the movie. So like this genre is
Yeah.
named after a movie and
Totally.
not named after a video game.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah, it's really crazy that we're referring to this as the Battle Royale genre, Battle Royale modes, because it's based off a movie.
And the movie's based on a manga, right?
Whoa.
Or a book? A book.
It's
Is
a
it
book. I don't think it's a
Maybe
manga.
there's both.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's based off the
I'm
Hunger
sure
Games,
there's
I
a
think.
manga in there
book.
somewhere. But
Yeah. Or a light novel at least. Good to know. I think that apparently there are illustrations in light novels as well of key moments. Anyway, okay. So the first big, I guess, non-GTA 5, the one that really surprised me, comes out, and it's Fortnite. Mm-hmm. This was 2 weeks ago. Fortnite says, hey, we're doing a Battle Royale mode. As I said, Fortnite? Yeah, that's the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do, is make yourself a little PUBG mode, make yourself a Battle Royale mode. Here's where this gets complicated. Fortnite is developed by Epic Games, who makes the Unreal Engine. PUBG runs on the Unreal Engine. Bluehole, who has been developing PUBG, has been in contact with Epic Games, and like Epic's been helping them work this engine to make this game. Bluehole got mad. Bluehole said, "Hey, you didn't warn us about this. You didn't tell us you were doing this." Publicly said we might have to look into further actions. Has been doing interviews. I was just reading the one with PC Gamer, which is like a follow-up, and that's the one I want to focus more on, because I think the easy way to go about this discussion is just saying, like, they're not saying no one else can make a Battle Royale mode. That's not what they're saying. They're particularly mad at Epic Games.
And it was from that article that I was reminded that Grand Theft Auto Online has that mode,
okay.
because they brought that up by name. They were like, GTA did it, and we didn't say anything. You know, like other
exactly.
people have copied
It's that,
us.
Jones, and that's where they're coming from. And so I want to start this conversation by just asking the panel, should Epic Games, who makes the Unreal Engine, make games? Is that a conflict of interest?
No, because they, like, studios make their own engines and make games. Like, Guerrilla did Decima or whatever. What's it called?
Yeah, it's Decima Engine. Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's tons of it. But I mean,
Yeah,
the
so, I mean,
difference
that's
is
just one example,
The difference
but-
is that
Yeah.
Epic is like this huge, licensed
Right,
thing
like
that
you and
every-
I could make an Unreal Engine game right now.
Yeah.
You know, they
Yeah.
just license it out to everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, Blood, is that unfair? Is it
I-
unfair for them to make their own like PUBG mode or their own battle? Does that
Battle
count?
Royale right
That's a
now.
helicopter.
That does not
That's a
count.
helicopter. Doesn't count.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like almost like those divisions probably shouldn't be talking to each other, but I don't know. That's the thing. It's like there's a lot of assumptions toward like, oh, because of this, then they must have done this. But it's been so long since PUBG came out that, like, I don't know. It's like,
Hasn't been
it's
that
hard
long?
for me to
It
say.
came out this year. It came out in March.
Right. But I mean, it's not that hard to, like, put that into a game like Fortnite, I don't think. So to me, it's like, it could look bad, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, like, that's what happened. That they, like, oh, we see this while you're working on your game, and then, you know, immediately start putting it into Fortnite. It's like, we got to copy this right away. You know, they probably didn't even think about it until it blew up,
Yeah, what's the...
like anybody else is doing.
What's the protocol there? Like, okay, so I'm Epic and I'm giving my engine to a company. Do I know everything they're doing with the engine? Like, is the company responsible to, like, check in? Because if you're Epic and you have that, like, knowledge, then that seems kind of suspicious. You see everyone out there using it and you see their progress and their creative work.
Yeah, dude. This is where it gets fun.
Okay.
Hubert, this is where it gets complicated.
Okay.
And this is where we better call Hogue.
Better call.
Better call Hogue.
Yeah.
So Rick Hogue, again, he's
Okay.
sponsor of this show. Hogue Law is a sponsor of this very program. We call upon Rick Hogue when we're in over our head in legal mumbo jumbo. And so there's a situation is that, yeah, we don't think that it's defensible a mode, but the complicated relationship with Epic and Bluehole makes this weird. Jones, you talked to Hogue directly about this, right?
I did. It worked. I mean, just to talk up Hogue, it's worth mentioning that this was in a casual email exchange between myself and Hogue regarding, you know, other things that we're working on here at Easy Allies. And just at the bottom of an email, I was like, oh, by the way, what do you think about this Bluehole Epic thing? And I got this back.
Yeah.
And this is actually condensed.
This is condensed. This
from
is
what
like
he
a
said.
third of what he said.
It's like bullet notes and all of this stuff. And when I replied to him, I was like, Hogue, this is longer than preview scripts I've read for Easy Allies. And he was like, oh, stop. It's like, no, I'm not going to stop. This is insane.
Yeah. So, Jones, can you read us what Rick Hogue said to us?
I would be glad to.
Cool.
Keep in mind that this is all speculative and application based on Mr. Hogue's experience, not on whatever may be the true facts of the situation.
We're just guessing. This is all conjecture. Yeah.
The fact that the two companies have a relationship makes their threats a great deal more potent than they might otherwise be, their threats being blue holes. But they still don't have a great case for winning unless they can expressly tie Fortnite to PUBG in some way that is not immediately apparent based on only what we presently know. So, why would Bluehole even rattle the saber? My best guess is that they're creating a leverage point to reduce what are now very substantial fees owing to Epic as royalties. If they can even plausibly claim that they can gum up Fortnite sales and cost Epic 6 figures or more in legal fees, then maybe Epic drops that royalty to 4.5 or 4%.
Love
With
this
10
stuff.
million plus copies sold, there's a lot of money on the line. And where there's a lot of money, there's incentive for all sides to re-examine any leverage they may have with their contract partners. In short, that's why you always need a good business lawyer at your side.
Suck it in. We'll allow it.
Final note. While perhaps a bit uncouth, I do not believe there is any standing for Bluehole to complain about Epic stating that Fortnite Battle Royale is just like PUBG. Competitors are allowed to reference each other. The reason you see better than the leading brand rather than a direct reference in other contexts is to avoid giving free advertising to competitors, not because the advertising company is not permitted to do it. That said, there may be a licensed term covering advertisements of this type, but it seems far more unlikely than those discussed above. And I think that's to just add on to what he said.
Yeah, please do,
I think there's a lot we don't know. I don't want to make
Yeah.
declarative statements about, Epic should have done this. This is all just based on opinion. The one thing that does surprise me is them being irked about that, and them being like, they mentioned us on their advertising.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they so very clearly in the video, it's only in one video. It was right when they introduced it, and I think it's so obvious what they're doing, copying this mode, calling it Battle Royale. That I kind of liked that language. I kind of liked Epic coming up and being like, we're big fans. Like,
Yes.
we like this. Bringing them up by name. It's like being like, hey, if you haven't checked this out, maybe go check out the original first before you check out our mode. You can see what inspired us and what we like. I think it's weird. For all the other points that they're bringing up and all the other things that they're frustrated about, it seems odd to me that they were like, the way Epic should have done this is to not mention us at all. And it's like, well, then that seems weirder to me. That seems more shady.
Yeah.
to be like, hey, check out our new mode. Wink, wink. It's like, it's so clearly who you took that from. And then if they didn't mention it and we're going through the paperwork and be like, wait a minute, that's on Unreal Engine. That's super weird. You're not even addressing it or mentioning it on Twitter or something. And it wasn't like some slogan guy being like, based on the popular PUBG. It was one of the directors, one of the creative leads behind Fortnite on camera, casually being like,
What do
it's
you
so
say?
clear
You
what the
said
connection
each one,
is.
we love Battle Royale modes like you see in
H1Z1 and PUBG.
And PUBG.
We love those games.
Yeah.
That's why we did this.
And I realized, Jones, that if we don't even know what Fortnite is, we should explain that to our audience and how similar this is to PUBG. So Fortnite, previously, I knew this as like a base building game where it's the zombies come attack you at night. So you build during the day, and then at night, they come and attack you, and then there's kind of a cycle.
Yeah, it's not that specific to day-night. But
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's what I thought that is. And so when they announced when they announced a Battle Royale mode for the game, I thought it was kind of interesting because the Fortnite mechanics at least add a layer onto it. Because
Definitely.
you build during this, right? You build during a match of PUBG, basically.
You don't have to.
Okay.
You can play that, like anybody else. But like, yeah, if you're, you hit the circle button to switch to the building mode, and it defaults to the wall, and you hit a trigger. So you hit square trigger, you have a wall in front of you.
Yeah.
And that's a big crazy thing.
That's different. That's
to
funny
add that
different,
just
right.
like, oh, here they come.
Yeah.
You could also add traps. So they just had a gameplay trailer, and there's a great moment where someone like runs in a house, and a guy runs in right after him, and he put a thing on the ceiling,
Yeah.
just like zaps him right when he runs in. And again, it's just like weapons, where like you got to find that out. Like if you want brick or metal or wood to build that stuff, you got to knock down a tree or knock down a car.
Yeah.
You got
and-
really excited, Jones, about just like destroying walls too.
Oh
Kind
yeah,
of a
there was
Rainbow
one
Six
time.
Siege vibe.
There was one time I
of,
played
like-
the mode for a little bit. There was one time I was upstairs in a house, and I heard someone come in the front door, and I was like, I don't have a gun. And I knocked a hole in the wall and hopped out that hole and took off.
That's cool.
So like that was kind of fun. There's also
Yeah, that is fun.
there's also launch pads that pop you up in the air and launch pads that throw you forward. And so there's that. You can just drop one in front of you and jump out of the way or reach higher areas and stuff. But it's cartoony. It's not realistic. There's no vehicles. PUBG has vehicles. I think that's a huge deal.
Oh, that's a big difference. Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, PUBG is the superior game. There's no question. And I love Fortnite. I'm obsessed with it right now.
Here's a
but-
big difference.
Remember, this mode is completely separate from the main game.
Yeah.
So
But also free to play.
and free to play.
That's a huge difference between this and PUBG. They're undercut. Hey, we have a free version. You can
free
play
version right now.
Yeah. Right. That just launched this week is the actual free version. Today even. So, I mean, Hubert, does PUBG have... Do you think they have a reason to be threatened, or do you like the Hogue theory that maybe they just want to like gain a little thing and something
Love
back
that
from
theory.
Epic?
I love that. Because
that's kinda what I think
of
it is.
cat and mouse.
I mean, Fortnite. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's anywhere near gonna get the popularity.
But this will help it. I think this will be the most
It'll
popular
help.
mode of Fortnite.
Sure, yeah,
Does-
sure, it'll help it, but it's
Like immediately when this happened, I saw so many people coming out saying like, "Oh, this is so good for Fortnite," like
Yes.
drumming up controversy and everything.
Uh-huh.
I feel like it's also good for PUBG.
It's how?
Like
Well,
exposure. I mean,
yeah,
like
it's a free to play.
no,
You go in, you try it in Fortnite, and then it's like, oh, maybe I'll get PUBG. See what the other thing's like. Yeah,
people are talking about PUBG also.
Sure.
Like, yeah, it's kind of bad press in the sense that like maybe people are kind of like negative on how they're coming out and handling it, but it's still out in the open.
It's
now.
like a
people,
PUBG.
Well, that's
demo.
a
Yeah.
negative for
I get what
Bluehole
you're
that
saying.
they are introducing people that play PUBG to this other game. Directly pointing
Yeah.
at this other game that I saw a lot of people on social media being like, "What's Fortnite? I'll check it out."
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know if that's the reaction you
Because
wanted.
that's the thing. It's crazy they put out a press release. It's crazy they
Yeah.
put out a press release about how disappointed they are that Epic Games is doing that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I kind of get the perspective of they want to just put pressure on Epic or something. They want something that's out of this that isn't apparent. Obviously, I don't think they want to shut down clones, but I do think that it is something particular about that relationship.
are they intimidated by Epic's size?
I want to get
Is
into
there
baseless
intimidation?
conjecture.
Is there intimidation there? Like PUBG's huge right now, but it's still relatively small thing. Obviously, it's blowing up. It's like the biggest thing on earth right now.
No one's ever mentioned Fortnite
But,
in any
like-
press conference I've ever watched.
But like Epic Games
That's not true.
is a huge company.
Yeah.
So are they like? Is there intimidation?
I want
or-
to get into this, Hubert, because this is really exciting to me. Actually.
and like and a huge company like this doing like Fortnite doing it is like breaking down the barrier for other games to do it. Like, is Ghost Recon Wildlands going to do it? That seems like good.
Count on it.
Probably.
That seems like
that would be smart for them
Jones,
to
I
do
was
it.
thinking of the Game Awards. It was announced at the Game Awards Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's a little more of like a marketing event than like an actual like a company like Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo coming out and being like, hey, here's stuff we really want to showcase on our systems.
Yeah.
Even like a PC gaming show.
So I have to give credit to the NeoGAF thread about the story because it pointed out a rumor that I wasn't aware of, that Tencent at one point was trying to buy Bluehole. And so I looked into this. Yikai Global, which is a Chinese business news publication, they reported that Tencent, and like I feel like explaining Tencent.
yeah, I don't.
Okay, because exactly, Huber. I think a lot of us are there. Tencent is one of the world's top 10 most valuable companies, also the largest gaming company in the world, based out of China.
What have they?
I keep thinking of the end of Fargo when he's talking about the stamp, so he didn't get his duck on the stamp. He's like, I didn't get the 10 cent.
Yeah.
Like he's like,
Sure. Okay.
Jim got the 20 cent.
So, Huber, they're popular MOBA in China, like the most popular MOBA called Honor of Kings is Arena of Valor. They're bringing it on over here. That's the game that was just announced for Switch.
Got it.
Yeah.
Huber, they own Riot Games.
Okay.
They just own. They have a league.
So Riot answers to someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Riot answers to Tencent.
Wow.
This is how huge this company is.
Tencent.
They have 84% of Supercell, who makes Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. They own about 5% of Activision Blizzard.
Whoa. Okay.
And Huber, here's where it gets juicy. 40% of Epic Games. Ooh. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So anyway.
Oh my gosh.
40%. I had no idea.
Whoa.
Yeah, it might be more. Somebody on Gap said it might be more, but what I found on Wikipedia just said 40. Yikai Global reported that Tencent bought a portion of Bluehole. Like, okay, we're gonna buy a chunk. We wanted to buy it all, but we're just gonna buy a chunk. Like days later, or that same day, Bluehole said publicly, no, that did not happen. Tencent did not buy a thing from us. So that just happened. That story kind of came and went. But in the context of this, of this company that Tencent already owned, as a minority stake in Epic, like coming out with their own PUBG game. And by the way, Bluehole does make other games other than PUBG. PUBG is by far the most popular game they've ever made, right? There's not much value to Bluehole outside of PUBG, I would argue, to a company like Tencent. So I think, Hubert, it adds this wrinkle. It adds this bitterness. Something went down.
Yeah.
Something went down with that deal.
Yeah.
Something was canceled. I believe there was smoke there, right? You don't come out and like publish something like that and say, yeah, they bought a portion of that, and then that's completely false. That has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, and again, this is baseless conjecture. This is an irresponsible podcast.
Yeah. This is.
But something happened there.
Yeah.
There's something there. And by the way, it's weird. Tencent owns 40% of Epic Games.
It is.
That's crazy.
It is.
And so yeah, they're all up in that Unreal Engine money too.
You want to think there was like gonna be a backdoor shady deal, and then Bluehole's like, nah, like we don't
backed
want,
out, right?
We don't want any part of this.
Yeah.
So then Tencent leaves, like, oh, PUBG, huh? We'll show you. We'll show you.
That's what it could be. That Hubert.
Yeah.
It could be that, or Bluehole's all excited. They're like, we're gonna get bought, baby. We're gonna get that 10-cent money. They're gonna buy us.
Yeah.
Tencent walks in and says, this sucks, and then backs out of the deal.
And then does their own thing.
Yeah. And I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
I'd be so, you're like, what? You're doing your own thing when you could have bought me.
They come out.
You could have bought me. Mm-hmm. So it's like one of those two things. It can be neither of those things.
Yeah.
Just to be clear to
Like
everybody.
the scene in Silicon Valley when they go in just to see what they're working on. They're gonna have a deal.
Right.
They're gonna have a deal. They go in like, oh, okay, that's what you're doing there, PUBG. Okay, hey, Fortnite guys.
Two things. As a Fortnite fan, two things I want to clarify.
Get in here, Jones.
One, I don't buy the idea that Epic had some kind of in onto the secret sauce of PUBG. You play one match of PUBG, you got it.
Sure.
You fly in, you drop, you kill, weapons, first place, chicken
100
dinner,
people.
done.
They kept 100
it's just
people.
such
Yeah.
it's not simple. It's a genius idea. And even though it's not my cup of tea, like playing PUBG and playing Battle Royale, I have has elicited emotions in me I've never felt in any other shooter I've ever played. I mean, it's like really like leaving a house is the most terrifying thing ever. Like running across a field, just like, oh God, like it's great. Like just the size, being afraid of size is something that I've never felt like in a shooter like that. Yeah, an open grassy field and being terrified.
Yeah.
The other thing too is that I don't get that vibe that like they were coerced into doing that Epic was coerced into doing this or had any other kind of ulterior motive. Because if you play Fortnite, like when I first heard about this, it was like, oh, of course, is a third-person shooter. They have, like it just seemed like such a perfect match.
Right.
It just seemed like such an obvious thing that when it came up and they realized they could do it, it's like, oh, let's just do it because this would be great.
Right. It's definitely not Tencent conspiring. It's definitely not them calling up Epic Games and saying,
Do it.
Yeah,
Make us
I
a
legitimately,
PUBG.
it's very easy for me to imagine people at Epic Games playing this mode behind the scenes, not telling people about it, and having a blast.
Yeah.
Like when the trailer, when he's like, we love playing PUBG and we've loved playing this mode around the office. Like, I believe it. I don't think, they're just like, oh, we're only doing this to make a killing
It's not as fun as a
here.
conspiracy, Jones.
It's not as fun as
Not at all. No, there are still conspiracy elements to this. It's just like the reason that they did it, the creative reason, because it's not just a business person waves a magic wand and something happens. Like you need people to do the art, you need people to build the modes. The way the map is structured in Battle Royale in Fortnite is way different than the maps in the single player. There's way bigger.
Oh, for sure.
There's nothing even remotely that size in the Save the World, it's called, the other mode.
On Epic Games' case, I'm very impressed with how quickly they got this out. They saw
because
something.
it makes so much sense.
Yes.
Because it's like the ingredients were there.
We're gonna see this for the rest of the year. I'm impressed by how quickly they got theirs done and it functions and people are having fun from announcement to release. Like they nailed
There will
that.
be a Fortnite Battle Royale trailer in the PSX press conference.
You think they'll hang on to
Whoa.
that?
Do you think?
Oh no, I don't. I wonder though if that's like Sony's so desperate to have their PUBG and like
They're
Xbox
just
is
like, yo,
flaunting
new
theirs.
maps, new mode.
I wonder,
trailer,
Hubert.
Exclusive new map.
We
only on
have
PlayStation.
Battle Royale too. Yeah. What do you think, Blood? What is the value of Fortnite Battle Royale?
I mean, it definitely seems to just be like, yeah, it's to get people in the door. I think just to experience what Fortnite is about in a way that's kind of a bit more familiar. Because I think that, yeah, like you're saying, like the main Fortnite game is different. So maybe if they get in there and something that plays like PUBG and they kind of get to work with those tools in that environment, they're like, okay, well, maybe I will invest in the main game and like see what that's about and how that works. Like I'm already familiar with the basic controls and everything.
Yeah, I'm actually interested, Jones, mechanically, if there are things in place for them to make money off the people who are playing Battle Royale free to play. Are there loot boxes that change how you look?
In Battle Royale,
Yeah.
there's nothing.
Yeah.
Battle Royale is completely stands on its own.
So as Blood said, it kind of is just an ad.
I think people have said there's rumors of stuff you can take from Battle Royale back into Save the World, back into like the single player co-op stuff.
But that would just reinforce.
But nothing goes the opposite direction.
They want you to actually play that mode where they make their money. So that's actually really interesting, Blood, is that this is a free-to-play game that doesn't have any microtransactions attached to that mode.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
definitely. And PUBG too doesn't really like there. You get coins, and I think you can get like a couple coats or like jackets, but like it never felt crazy over the top microtransactions because you're just picking up things as you go.
Yeah. It might get worse.
It might get worse
They've
because it's
said-
still early
yeah,
access
yeah.
for sure.
But
But
yeah.
not a ton of that.
For now, it's cool.
But I mean, will Fortnite do the same? You wonder.
Oh,
Will they
yeah.
add
If that
loot
mode
boxes down the
if
line?
that mode becomes way more popular
Yeah.
and people aren't transitioning over to the other mode, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If that becomes the most popular thing, then suddenly Fortnite Battle Royale is the name of your
Is
game.
the thing,
Yeah. Suddenly that's what your game is called. Absolutely. So that was fun. It's fun to talk about that.
It's funny because if like Ghost Recon came out and did a battle royale mode, people would just say, "Oh, another copy, another clone."
I mean,
But I
they're
think,
just now coming out with their PvP, so
but like this connection with Tencent
Yeah.
and PUBG using the Epic engine, and, there's just it's dicey.
It's dicey. It's dicey. But sorry, back to the first question I asked. I absolutely think Epic Games should make games. I was just trying to ask a podcast
Oh,
question.
sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yes, they should. Yes, absolutely.
I always think it's like home field advantage. They make the engine, so their games should look and run the best on their own engine,
Yeah.
you know?
I kind of thought that was the
So it's
point.
like,
I thought
yeah.
that was the point of Gears, is to kind of sell the engine at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also understand the engine. Like that's got to be the
Yeah.
final process of educating yourself of what your engine can produce.
Sure,
It's
it's
like
making an actual
actually
game.
releasing the video game and
Yeah.
seeing how sales work, seeing how people who get the game in their hands and play it, what they think of it, fixing bugs in the long term over months and months and months following release of a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I love it. I think it's cool. We got more good news.
I just want to say Tencent is a really
Woo, woo.
unassuming name.
We do have a siren. We got a siren.
It's alarming how much we talk on this podcast and how little we talk about who owns what and
Oh, yeah.
where all this money is
Tencent.
actually going.
Because actually, it's exactly that. Because you could say like, oh, they do MOBAs. They do MOBAs in China, but it's like
Tencent.
they do more than that.
Yeah.
We will be owned by Tencent in 2 years. Easy Lives Podcast is brought to you by Tencent. Yeah, like what if Arena of Valor? What if it's huge here
Easy
too?
Allies Battle Royale.
I'd play it.
I would.
I'd play it.
I'd play it.
We got good news about the voice actors strike.
Yeah, we did.
Tentative good news. Tentative. So Jones, you're gonna have to fill me in mostly on this. So here's what I know. It was about a year ago. It was October of last year when SAG-AFTRA had a strike against 11 game studios and companies that do voiceover and things like that. It wasn't all particular game studios. Anyway, 11 companies that said, "Hey, we have demands. We need to be treated better. Our actors will not be in any of your video games that you start right now." And so now, 11 months later, here we are. We have a tentative agreement, and it's not signed yet, right? It's not like all
It's
done
not
yet?
finalized. The
Yeah.
big cool thing is they've officially instructed all of the actors that are represented by SAG-AFTRA to go back to work.
Oh, so
Basically
it's
be
pretty good. It's pretty good
You
then.
you are clear to go back. It's just we have to finalize everything.
Okay.
But, there was an agreement.
Cool. And then what can you tell me about what the agreement is? What was achieved over these last 11 months?
I think, God, it's really tricky. I wish I had like the official list in front of me.
Sure.
Because there were definitely concessions on both sides. I think the big win for actors is pay. They now get more than just the session fee. Now, depending on the success of the game, it doesn't get to the limit that they wanted. Where
interesting.
if it breaks, I think it was 5 million or something, or 2 or 5 million, they get a certain amount of money. But I think they do get at least double that. I think they get another session fee, another what you would be normally paid.
I saw it was
based
like
on a particular success of the
up
game.
to 10 sessions. Like the first session was you get like $75 extra, but then if you do like 10 sessions, you get like over $2,000.
We're just baiting corrections right now, but yeah.
Sure. But
it was very close to that.
the root of that is that's something they wanted. They wanted a bonus based off how well a game does, and a lot of people confuse that. I read in the article I read with residuals, but it's not that. It's just like, hey, if this game does really well, give us a little more money, right?
Yeah.
Give us some more money, and but that was the whole controversy, Jones, where game developers said, hey, we don't get a bonus if our game does great. You know what I
Sure.
mean? And so that was the whole thing.
And they're true, and they should.
Yeah, get in that union. Get those contracts. Get those contracts. So what else?
They also, there's more clarification, again, not as much as the actors wanted, about things like, let me know if I've played this role before, if I'm reprising a role. You don't have to tell me the name of the game, but at least give me like a code name or something. So just a little more clarity, like before I go in and actually do this role, about what the terms of what I'm going to be doing. I think the stuff that they still don't have issues with are, I still don't know if there's like stunt stuff involved, like if there's anything physically involved or specifically the ins and outs of that.
You don't
They
know
could
till you
still be
walk in, basically?
relatively vague.
Okay.
I think they wanted to get an official person in there, like a stunt coordinator that would help them with things, and I think that's still kind of not going to happen. Like you can go in and be like, oh, it's just gonna be Bill here, it's gonna hoist me in the air to do, okay, where it's like they're not like really official.
Just
about,
like wrestling with Nolan North and just go for it, man.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
all right.
It's just they're not really running through like the proper channels that they should.
That's sad. That's actually like that's what unions are for, is safety.
Right.
So yeah, that should
Well,
be.
and it's not
in
a matter
there.
of safety. Again, I'm not saying that like you go in there and it's a bunch of like people throwing like steak knives and
No,
like frying pans around,
a
but
stunt
it's
coordinator is safety,
it's
man.
it's just officially the way that things are normally done.
Yeah.
In other industries,
Yeah.
entertainment indries.
and
Well,
it's
and
still not
then-
there yet, is what you're saying. It's still not at those
But
levels.
it's a compromise. I mean, like that's
Yeah.
that's where everybody knew, that these companies were going to get everything they wanted, and SAG-AFTRA wasn't going to get everything they wanted.
Sure.
It was just that middle ground.
Yeah, well, one thing I read is that they're still kind of up in the air, kind of back and forth in terms of like the strenuous voice work. Like, there's not really been any movement
Right.
on that.
Yeah. So, that's us.
Ooh, like screaming, like dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again. Again, though, that is what unions are for.
Yeah.
That's what like the unions are there to protect people who have to be in those situations. Okay.
Cal,
It's progress.
next time we bet,
progress.
I'm gonna have you make a 2-minute video of death sounds.
What do you call those, Jones?
The
Excerpts, right?
Excerpts.
no. Oh no, not excerpts.
2 minutes straight.
Okay.
It's a word like that. It's like I exerted myself or so. Yeah, it's similar to that. But
Yeah.
it's like not excerpts. Yeah.
So
Which
good.
is like
I
name
think
it.
about that when I play a fighting game. I would love to be a fighting game.
Well,
player.
yeah.
Dude, I had
I need this.
the N64 soundtracks that came out around launch. There's like Killer Instinct Gold tracks.
Yeah.
And like some of the tracks were literally just like all of Jago's sound clips, like in a row.
Just like hanging out in your cars. Killer tracks.
good.
Yeah, it's fun. Let's play a quick game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had a game announcement. Didn't lead with the podcast because I'm not sure it's a big announcement, but I thought this was really cool. WayForward announced this week a game called The Mummy Demastered. And it's based off the movie The Mummy that came out into theaters this summer starring Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe. Wasn't a huge smash success.
No.
Bombed.
Was the opposite of a huge smash success.
Put the future of the dark universe.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I was trying to think of Dark Universe.
In
Thank you, Hubert.
question.
Is that what they call it officially?
Yes.
The Dark
Yeah.
Universe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Universal was hoping to create a
Yeah.
new shared universe of Universal classic monsters. The Mummy was supposed to launch it.
Yeah. Johnny Depp's supposed to be the Invisible Man. Javier Bardem is supposed to
The Wolfman, I think.
be the Wolfman.
See, I'm in for that.
Russell Crowe
Can I
is
just
Dr.
skip to
Jekyll,
that
Mr.
one?
Hyde.
Yeah, I'll just skip to the Wolfman. But anyway, for no apparent reason, WayForward is working on a beautiful 2D Metroidvania pixel art game based off The Mummy, and it's called The Mummy Demastered.
So bizarre.
Coming to PC, PlayStation 4, Switch, and Xbox One this fall. WayForward makes a lot of great 2D games, but I think if you ever seen them do Aliens Infestation or Contra 4 or that Thor 3DS game, like you know what to think of this game. It's of that lineage. And so I want to play the game that we love to play called How About, where you introduce a how about of another movie that would be so good for this kind of, what do they call it already? I forgot. Demaster. So, Jones, I thought of this because of you. You saw the trailer and you started how abouting immediately. So why don't you kick us off with some how abouts?
How about Kingsman?
Yes. That's such a fun 2D.
Tons of characters,
Demastered.
the lasso whipping, and all their guns.
Oh,
and
what was that?
The umbrellas and.
What was that free game on PSN? Bro Force, maybe?
Yeah. This is Broforce.
Kind of reminds me like
Of
Kingsman.
Kingsman?
Well, because every character has a different weapon, you know.
Oh, okay.
But if
Alright,
you're just one character, but you had all those weapons, you know, that'd be cool.
You got a how about?
I got a good one.
Okay.
How about Dread?
You know, we have to say demastered, but yes.
Demastered.
Dread Demastered.
Dread
So good. Obviously.
Demastered.
Obviously, it's already a Metroidvania.
Yes.
You're already in that tower.
Yes.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
I need it.
That's
you can
so
launch
good.
it
Yes.
with the show.
Yes.
Bring it back. Let's go.
Blood, you got a how about?
How about the Emoji Movie Demastered?
Stop it. Stop it now.
Oh my God.
Blood, here's the thing.
This is a poop wall. I don't have
This is
proof
Kyle.
yet.
No. I'm trying to think it through. What is the actual game? What are we doing?
It could be like Faceball 2000.
What is that?
You don't remember Faceball, the first-person shooter on the Game Boy?
No. These demasters have to be 2D Metroidvania games. And so I'm thinking actually each emote has an ability that allows you to progress into different areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be like Super Princess Peach, where you're just like
Yeah.
going crazy, emotions are your way through the levels.
Yeah. That's
All right.
That's
all
right.
right. All right.
How about it demastered? In the
I don't know,
sewers.
All the kids have different abilities.
Yeah, and you're in the sewers.
Okay, but like, what do you? I guess there's not a lot of combat.
There's totally combat.
It's like
The kids just pick up pipes
Yeah.
and spikes.
You're fighting just
That
like
part of the movie, they're just
freakos.
like spikes,
I love
and they
it.
just hand
Oh
each
my
other
God.
spikes.
The baseball bat.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
so cool.
all right, I need more.
How about
Yeah.
John Wick Demastered?
Yes, Jones. So how does the John Wick
So
like
this
Metroidvania.
is perfect.
How does
this
it work?
is perfect.
What's the scenario?
There is a scene in John Wick 2 that
Okay.
lends itself to this exact type of game.
yeah.
He goes into a tunnel.
Leaves
Oh,
the
okay.
weapons for
Leaves
himself.
a shotgun right there as a fallback point.
Nice,
Goes, gets
nice.
in a shootout,
Yeah.
comes back,
Great.
gets the shotgun.
Great.
That would actually be very interesting for a Metroidvania, like the concept, kind of like FTL, where it's like this force is coming, you know, and so you got to puzzle your way through that, but know that like if you dally too much in this area, then
Yeah, so you keep having
Yeah.
to fall back to like,
Built,
oh
yeah.
my gosh.
That's a fun game.
hold your ground.
I need more.
A Dog's Purpose Demastered.
Just
Blood, I feel like you're trolling
Just
me.
not.
feel
It
like
doesn't
That's
feel
not a
good,
bad
does it,
movie
Kyle?
we were talking about.
Yeah,
It's being
yeah,
made
yeah,
into
it's
a
a bad
good thing,
movie.
right?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is the idea.
All right, well, here's a joke
There
one.
could
That
be, you know, like you got all of these different dogs, you know, the dog carnation of the movie.
I don't like that movie. Like looks too sad. It's
Oh,
like
of course.
here-
It's not that
If you
sad.
see a dog on a billboard, the dog's not making it through that movie.
if it's called A Dog's Purpose,
But
yeah,
you-
that
but
dog's
you
dying.
know about the dog carnation part of this movie, right?
No, why does a dog like?
It's like
multiple
it gets
dogs.
reincarnated into different dogs.
Whoa.
That's the dog. Yeah. Multiple
like a
dogs.
rescue
So
Purpose.
that's the thing.
dogs
It's like you get different levels and different themes. And like one time
And then
you're
you,
like
see
taking down drug dealers, another time you're like getting somebody out of a burning building. You know,
the
Okay.
dog sees like his original owner like years later in a different body.
it's really
dog's in a
funny
different
because if
body.
you watch some of the
Yeah.
trailers, it's just the whole movie. Like
Yeah,
the
the whole
trailer
movie.
is the whole
The
movie.
entire movie.
Did y'all watch the Tomb Raider trailer?
I didn't watch it.
I'm miffed. I'm
I
miffed
no,
at
I
this
didn't
trailer.
watch the new one. No.
I'm miffed because they show a scene from probably the
end
last
of the
scene.
movie.
Of
It's
the, yeah.
every trailer now.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
watch a trailer.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I'm miffed. I'm so mad that they would do that. It's like guaranteed.
Wow,
Because it's like island.
Don't tell me this.
I won't.
Okay.
I won't. But imagine a scene that's very clearly not on that island. Oh! How dare you? And they're like, because here's the fact. Here's the truth. Is they're gonna sell more movie tickets adding that scene to the trailer.
Yeah.
The truth is, it's more profitable for them to spoil the end of the movie because they
Yeah.
got a little laugh at the end of the trailer.
For sure.
Like, it's just me. It's a small subsect of people who are gonna obsess over that thing.
Yeah.
And we're not profitable.
No.
We're an accounted for cost.
Yeah.
And so it's really just,
They already
it gets me.
they already have your ticket sold, you know. So
Yeah.
the trailer's not for you.
Yeah.
You're going.
Right. How about Paul Blart, Mall Cop, Demastered? No.
Yeah, get the right keys,
I
put it on
wrote,
your
I
big
wrote this
keychain.
down because I think it could be a good game.
Sell me.
So you got a mall. You got a mall at night, and you're a mall cop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so like the Metroidvania, the map is your mall. And I mean, I guess honestly, it is
You got a Segway too, right?
Uh,
Dead Rising.
Like unlock the Segway.
Yeah, you can unlock the Segway for sure. Yeah. And so I guess what really Dead Rising is a mall, and unlocking new parts of a mall is just so fun to me. But I think the 2D perspective could be fun.
Is it a comedic game?
It's not a comedic game.
Not a
So
comedic
Paul
movie.
Blart like gets serious.
It gets so serious. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's the thing about this Mummy game. It's got a whole different vibe from the movie. And obviously the movie's serious and the game looks serious. But it's funny how different this game's got. Yeah. Do we have any more?
How about
Yep.
The Punisher Demastered?
Punisher's great.
Oh, well, Jones.
good.
Oh, that's a home. Come on.
Home run.
Is that on Netflix, by the way?
It's
Yeah?
coming. They just
Okay.
had a new trailer this week or last week.
They
so
don't
you're doing
release-
the Punisher the movie.
Well, a TV show. Yeah,
okay.
he's getting his
They
TV show.
they don't release like viewer sets on Netflix, but I forget where I heard this, but
Okay. All right. Baseless conjecture. Here we go.
No, the
Irresponsible podcasting.
Defenders was the least watched
Oh.
out of all the Marvel Netflixes, and it was supposed
That
to
was
be
their whole
like
plan. That was their whole plan.
and it was a metric of like Netflix users that at least watched the first episode, like finishing it.
Yeah.
So it was like a lot of people watched the first one and then just that was it.
Of Defenders.
Of Defenders.
Did you watch all of Defenders?
Yeah. It was okay, and I think that's why it didn't do well. Because you love when things are really, really good or really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
And Defenders was just like, yeah,
Matt kills it.
nah,
Matt kills it.
I think Iron Fist was too much.
yep. Coming after
Because Luke Cage was in Jessica Jones, so you're like, oh, it's you
Yeah.
know, like I want more of that guy.
Well, Iron Fist and Luke Cage are buddies, are they not?
None of them were
No.
buddies.
What?
Yeah,
that's
none
why
of them-
Defenders was supposed to be so cool because it was like, who are you encounters? You
I
know?
thought like those two guys just hang out all the time.
Jessica
No.
Jones and Luke Cage were the only ones that had knew each other before Defender started. I believe.
Okay. All right. You like that?
Oh, wait, I got one.
Sounds like it's podcast time.
That's it.
Cut them off. The following are the official sponsors of Easy Allies for the month of September. El Thanis. iKeyless. Since 2002, iKeyless is specialized in replacement automotive keys and remotes. They can save you up to 75% off of the dealership's prices. Visit their updated website at iKeyless.com and use promo code EZA at checkout for free shipping and an additional 17% off of your order. Mango. Scorn, an atmospheric horror adventure developed by Ebb Software, set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. Go to scorn-game.com for more information, or check them out on Kickstarter. Iron Harvest, a real-time strategy game for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, currently in development at King Art Games. Join their community and help them bring the alternate reality of 1920 plus to life. Hogue Law Business Law Firm. Whether you're starting a business at level 1, stuck fighting the dreaded fundraising boss, or finally cashing out with a well-earned high score, you need a good business lawyer at your side. Rick Hogue started Hogue Law to bring more than a decade of experience to companies like yours and is proud to support the Allies. Check him out at www.hoaglaw.com. JoJo Dent Co., your friendly automotive dent repair expert. If you are currently an EZA patron and are in the Denver metropolitan area, tweet @FastMower if you would like to have your minor door dings repaired free of charge. All of these links are available in the description. Thank you to our sponsors.
Sponsors.
Hogue Law Demastered. I said it. That fundraising boss, man. Right at the end.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, build up.
I feel like Hogue Law Demastered is you want to start your firm. You're starting your law firm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
And then when you're done, you cash out with that high score.
Yeah, hit us, dude. What did you have?
It's over.
Is it?
Stop.
Like the moment's just passed?
Yeah.
Jones just got a little Hogue Law joke in. Like we're clearly still on the Demastered front.
You want it?
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
Oh.
2049.
You finished with the best possible one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a game.
We need it.
Yep, we need it.
Because I feel like with a lot of Metroidvania games, it's not constant combat. You know, there's
Yes.
the pace of just like kind of figuring stuff out.
Uh-huh.
So if you're like detective moding or whatever, you know, you're research, you know, gathering clues and figuring everything out, I think it'd be really cool.
That's fun. And the style. That's just the style of the game. It's going to be fun to explore.
Would you have like basic replicant enemies, or would you just have a couple bosses?
Gotta see the movie. I don't know.
No, I mean
don't know
just
where
for the
we're
game.
at.
Just for the game. Nothing to do
think-
with the movie.
But I don't know what's going on, you know.
So like playing through Metroid Samus Returns right now, I think you need enemies. I think it'd be really hard to make the I mean, I think the game overdoes it with enemies. It's kind of like annoying to traverse through some parts, but it's hard for me to imagine a whole Metroidvania game with no enemies.
Yeah. You gotta have a couple.
Yeah. Maybe just like it's things you interact with at all times. So maybe just like doors that are
SteamWorld
fun
Dig's
to, like,
enemies are fairly sparse. I mean, they're there, but they're not like all over the place.
I was thinking a lot about SteamWorld Dig in reference to Metroidvania games and like if it even fits in the genre. I'm not sure it does.
I think it totally does.
So you would rank that as Metroidvania?
Yeah.
Oh, then that's a very good It's a very good example of how to do that kind of thing for sure.
Am I also missing the demastered pun? What demastered?
'Cause it
pun?
looks all
I know
pixely.
remastered is
Yeah.
good.
Because it's pixel art.
So it's
Yeah,
like doesn't look as good as the movie. That's the joke, or what? I don't.
It's
Yeah.
not like realistic high texture, you know, it's just 2D sprites. like-
Demastered's been used before, Jones. I don't think ever for a video game like this, but it's it's a play on remastered.
Right,
And
obviously.
so like it's more of a play off of games called remastered than it is any reference to a play on the movie.
Got it.
So yeah, it's just like
Cool.
we're making a retro game is really what demastered means.
Did you ever play the Duke Nukem remastered?
I'd really like to play that, dude.
it's
I'd really like to play that outdoor level. It
One
looks
of
so cool.
the best remasters.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
They have really cool things where like they have a developer commentary
Oh, yeah.
things that
Like
you can just
Half-Life
enter.
style.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, those are cool.
Come
Those
up
are
on
way
like the
cool.
movie theater, you just click it. It's like, all right, now we were thinking here, we want to do this,
And you can still like wander around and you're just listening to them talk.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Gabe Newell gives out his email address. Like, why are you doing that? Do you think it's still Gaben? Do you think it's still Gabe N at Valve.com?
I think on Reddit, his username is.
Yeah, just Gabe N. Yeah. Crazy. All right.
Remember he like proved it to someone. I remember that whole big thing a couple years back. Like, you're not Gabe Newell.
You're right. I feel
And then
like
he like immediately like selfied him and
with
like,
a knife or something. Yeah.
A knife? I don't know. Whoa.
He's a knife guy.
Okay.
Gabe Newell loves knives.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a knife guy.
It's a knife guy.
I like this segment. It's called Future News, and we're looking at a headline that's not a big deal right now, but this is gonna be a big deal eventually. And this one's pretty clear. This one is this is fun. Avalanche Studios, Mad Max,
Just Cause.
Just Cause. Thank you. They put a job listing.
Good job, bud. Good job.
Yeah. That's what it's how I pull things out of my cubby hole. It's like, oh, he's got like Spider-Man. He's like, okay. A job listing for a senior multiplayer programmer on their website. This job is listed in the listing. It says explicitly, Avalanche Studios is developing for both current and next-gen platforms. I want to read a little more about like the job description. It says something implementation of all multiplayer technology in the Avalanche Apex engine, which is a new engine they're working on. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is a great opportunity to work with some of the most complex and rewarding challenges in game development today. Open worlds, sandbox gameplay, and highly destructible multiplayer environments. And so, here's the thing. They're working on a new engine. They're making a new game. This is going to be cross-platform. It's going to be on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and it's going to be on the next platforms beyond it. PS5, Xbox 2. That's pretty cool. That's already exciting.
Yeah, whoa.
I don't think I think it's the first one. It's the first game that's been like explicitly announced. Well, it hasn't been announced.
I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah. It's like...
Well, I mean, do they actually say anything about a specific game? They're talking about the engine, right?
No. So, yeah, there's nothing specific about the game other than this person's role will be working on the multiplayer. Open world, sandbox. They're making another sandbox game, and they want to make multiple games on this engine. What do they call it? The Apex.
Apex.
Yes, the Avalanche Apex.
Apex Predator.
Yeah.
Avalanche. Coming in to next gen first.
Well, I imagine the Apex of an Avalanche is a thing, right? That's got to be a thing. That's the Avalanche Apex. That's the most dangerous part because you can slip. You can slip from the Apex. No, the opposite would be the most dangerous. Like Avalanche Apex, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. You're on the apex of an avalanche? You're okay. Yeah. Well, you don't even fall. You're like, okay, I'm okay. Anyway, it's just so stupid. That's so dumb. But why I wanted to talk about this in future news is, I guess the clock's ticking. That's kind of exciting. Now the countdown to the next generation officially begins.
No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. No.
Why not? Why aren't you ready?
Because...
The Xbox One X is coming out this year
yeah,
for one.
Come on.
The Xbox One X is coming out because there's the PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox One X are like there to lift up a slump. That's the whole point.
Hearing about I'm gonna count this as the first time hearing about next gen, and we're in 2017.
Yeah.
I was hoping we would not hear about it until pretty far into 2018. Or even 2019. You know, I feel like this gen has 2018 is going to be awesome. I still think there's a lot of life in this gen. Mm-hmm. So I thought, they wouldn't be looking that far ahead to the future until, we're through 2018.
Well, they wouldn't tell you they're always looking into the future.
Right,
of course.
And this will probably take 3, 4, 5 years
That's
to
the thing,
finish.
Jones. It could take 5 years. This is a whole new game, whole new engine. So, it could still be 5 years away.
Yeah. They're not telling us this. Someone dug this up,
listing.
and it's
Well, no, not even dug up. You can go to their website right now and you can find this job listing right there. I just think it's cool they're not being bashful about it. Like, hey, look, the next gen consoles are coming. We're excited to work on it. We need people who are excited to work on it. The other thing I wanted to get into, Jones, I'll phrase this. I'll pose this to you too. Is this idea that next gen is highly destructible environments in multiplayer? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Isn't it? What's up?
Just Cause?
Yeah.
Well, that's the interesting thing is Just Cause 2, and I don't know if 3 ever went multiplayer on its own, but I know Just Cause 2 had a modded, fan community-driven multiplayer mode.
Really?
Yeah, that was that I never actually jumped into, and I regret that a lot of people. I was crazy. It wasn't like 12 players. I think it was something like 50 or just something bonkers.
Just Cause Battle Royale.
And so it's
Just Cause Battle Royale. Highly destructible.
There it is.
Yeah. There it is, though, dude.
There it is.
There it is.
That's happening.
Yeah.
So
That's what they're doing. Yeah. That's what that job listing is for.
We want PUBG.
Drafted.
Sorry to keep interrupting.
Sorry,
Ryan.
John.
Sorry to keep
I'm
interrupting.
sorry.
But yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's very taxing. That's something that there are a lot of games that have destructible environments and have a multiplayer mode that does not. And so, yeah, that's definitely a sell.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Levolution was the whole big thing, right? And
Was
Battle-
Levolution fake? Was it like not a big deal?
It was a big deal.
No, it's a bit. I mean, it's not like Red Faction where every single piece of thing can't destroy it, but it is a lot. Like you see it, you're in a tank, you see a house, like you're blowing a wall up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I thought Levolution was just like the dam has broken and now there's a flood, now there's water in the level.
The Levolution was like the big set piece of the level.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the name kind of hyped it up more than
Right.
it should have been hyped
But
up.
it was still something.
Yeah.
Blood, I guess Crackdown has been touting highly destructible environments.
Oh yeah, the multiplayer was all about that.
Yeah, and I mean,
The cloud will let this happen.
yeah, the cloud will let this happen. So I'm wondering if, like, when we think of next gen, do you think that'll be a sell? Highly destructible environments? Will that be a thing that we can look at and say, oh, next gen, look how much you can destroy?
I mean, it will be for this game.
Yeah,
Would you want that in every game, though?
I want that in every game.
Would you
No.
want every single
No.
shooter to have complete destruction? Like, I got a rocket launcher.
Well,
if I'm shooting it
yes.
at a building, I want that building to react accordingly.
I'll give you a classic example of a game that would be ruined with destructible environments. Last of Us 2, man. I mean, if you were like, if Ellie's like, come on, let's go this way, and you're like, no, I'm going through this wall. Like, they couldn't, you can't make that game the way they want to make that game.
honestly
It's
don't
kind of like
see many-
specifically kind of steering you
When
in
are
a
you holding a
direction.
rocket launcher
Yeah,
in
true,
Last
there's
of Us, though?
no-
You got grenades. You got, there's explosive stuff.
Fair enough point, Jones.
You got
Grenades.
melee weapons. I mean,
get you, yeah.
break a window or,
Actually, there's no real grenades. There's just the nail bombs. But I mean, Last of
Right.
Us 2 is later, so they're gonna have more.
There's gonna be
stuff.
grenades.
Dynamite.
Yeah,
There's gonna be
dynamite.
grenades.
I can see dynamite for sure.
Sorry, Blood. Now we keep interrupting you. I need to be doing better with my.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a lot in the Last of Us world that really makes sense for things to get more destroyed. I don't know. It's kind of an odd thing to think about. Like, you're just gonna like get a truck and smash down a wall. It's interesting, but I think it can make level design kind of strange.
Yeah, and I think that in a sandbox game, it's cool though. I think in a sandbox game where they're dropping you
course.
in and say go nuts.
I think the game needs
Yeah.
to be about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter where you're going on the map. It's just kind of like your personal preference.
Knack 3, for sure.
Wait, what?
Destroy everything, and then, like, imagine being Knack.
Yeah.
Supersized,
Oh, like sucking it in.
sucking it all in.
I break a building, I
and then
suck
just,
it in.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, you got me on
Destroy the
board.
building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what game has multiplayer destructible environments that is not that taxing on hardware?
What?
It's called Minecraft.
Wow, he's not wrong.
How did they pull it off?
It's a sandbox.
Well, Ghost
He's
Recon
not
to be
wrong.
brought up many, many times tonight. That would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
What?
If you could Ghost Recon, if you can like tag or bring the drone around and be like, oh, that guy's in that room.
Bring
It's
it
like, all I got to
down.
do is rescue that guy and get out of here. I don't need to
Yeah.
kill all these other people. And just like, I'm gonna put some C4 right there. Just knock it open. Have the other guys keep those guys busy. I'll run in, grab them, get out.
And that's so fun in Rainbow Six Siege. It really is.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I think in Ghost Recon, absolutely. Like, if you're thinking about doing military operations and I can't blow up a wall, that
Yeah.
just kind of stinks. I
Yeah,
get what
but
you're saying, yeah.
that's the thing. Like Rainbow Six, it's still like this wall, but not
Oh,
that
yeah.
wall.
It is
you know?
100% that, yeah.
It's still
kinda-
very much about level design.
That's my favorite thing in Battlefield. Just being in
That's all right.
being in a room, like shooting, and you see a couple infantry people outside, and you're picking them off, you're fine, but then you see a tank roll around the corner, and it's like this safe haven sniper's perch is compromised. Like, get out, because they're bringing this whole building down.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cool. I can't even imagine Battlefield
think-
next gen.
I think the thing that
Nuts.
bugs me, and I think some of the old Red Faction games have a bit of this problem, and some other games that I can think of, or can't think of rather, is when the whole destructible thing is played up to the point that buildings just feel like made out of cardboard.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, you shot this thing, wall's gone.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. I guess if you had a rocket launcher in real life, you can't just kind of walk around a building and just find holes in the walls. I get what you're saying, Blood. Yeah, next gen's gonna be about. I do like it. I'm excited about that. I really do think it'll be about like realistic, just destructible environments.
Do we see next gen announcements? E3 2018
No.
panel.
I made a bet on this, and I think I had to backpedal because of the way the PS4 was announced. I think my previous guess was 2018 E3 announcement. Now it is they announce and release in 2019.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Jones.
I don't believe that.
2019?
Yeah.
Even with this listing.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
yeah,
kind of
that's
especially because
we're just getting
of
started.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
yeah, that's gonna take.
That game's probably not going to be a launch game, man.
Where do you stand, Blood? To give us a year. Announce and release.
2020.
Ooh,
Okay.
there it is.
I think
saying-
that this is. I think the Pro and the X are both just. They're very much saying this is a long-term thing. And actually, I don't even know what the heck Microsoft is doing. They're acting like the X is next gen. So
Well, the Switch is
I don't
next
think they
gen.
are. I don't think they are acting like it's next gen.
they kind of are.
Which is, yeah. How do you
So-
mean? I mean, let's not move on yet. Let's talk about that for a sec. How do you think that Xbox is saying that Xbox One X is next gen?
Like, I just think that they're wanting to move that conversation forward. They're wanting to like say, hey, beyond generations and all this kind of thing, and like our games are gonna play on all the systems we put out moving forward. We're getting the old Xbox games in there now, and so it's like, yeah, this is your true 4K machine. This is the most powerful console ever. Like, I feel like they are playing it very much to be the next gen.
You're right. Even in that tagline, calling it the most powerful console ever does kind of differentiate it as its own console.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, Blood. Absolutely, that tagline kind of
I
sells
agree.
it.
I agree
Yeah.
with Blood.
I hear you.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. Much like we're talking about with Fortnite Battle Royale, if Xbox One X does terrifically well, then yeah, that's next gen. This is what we're committed to. And if it doesn't, if it does that 20%, then next gen's continuing as it probably was planned. Would be my guess. It's not time for love and respect.
Love and respect.
Okay, dokie. Let's do a bummer and let's do a game. Okay. You excited to do a bummer,
The
Jones?
old bummer game combo.
Because I kind of think of love and respect as like my flex spot. Like if on a fantasy football team, and it's like, what, we could go with a bummer right now. We could do it. We could fit one in. Okay. Sometimes they're just stories that I didn't cover. And
Are you doing fantasy football?
Yes.
How you doing?
There's an Easy Allies fan league.
Yeah.
Or
you're in that one?
I got my first win this week.
Okay, so you're like 1-2 or so?
1 and 2, baby.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty bad.
Silent Consonant in there with you with that one? Is that it?
I think so. We all use different names on ESPN, and we all have like team names.
Oh, okay.
Like
I thought this was going on in the forums too.
it is. It's going on in the forums. But I beat like Smokin' Jay last week, and I'm like, I don't know who Smokin' Jay is, but I got you. Crushed you, Smokin' Jay.
How the Giants doing?
Giants 0-3.
Oh,
Not
harsh.
good.
Okay.
Not good, dude.
All right.
You know what's fun about the Giants? Look, we got on tangents this week.
It's because I'm here. I'm sorry.
So the Giants have Odell Beckham Jr.,
Yeah.
who's just like an unlikable person.
Yeah.
He pretended to pee on the grass of the Philadelphia Stadium.
Whoa.
Okay.
Like got on all fours like a dog and lifted a leg and pretended to pee. And so you have to like look into yourself as a Giants fan, and you're like, who am I as a Giants fan?
Yeah. yeah. Self-reflect.
This is my guy.
Yeah.
This is my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah. Weird year, man. Hi, allies.
Bizarre.
The Chinese room is going dark. The studio behind titles like Dear Esther, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, and most recently a Google VR game called So Let Us Melt, has announced that they are ceasing development of games for the indefinite future. It may come back one day, and its higher-ups will still work on game designs in their own time, but that will be part of what lead designer Dan Pinchbeck calls a break to recharge, recover, and have a good think about the future. So, allies, let's reflect a while on the legacy that the Chinese Room is leaving behind. Their games are chief examples of so-called walking simulators, but the sheer fact that they're basically called that because they don't let you shoot things is fascinating and is an important discussion in itself. That's even before we touch on the compelling themes and atmosphere found in the games themselves, which often consist of searching for identity in lush environments where people and companionship are constantly eluding us. Are you sad that the group of artists behind these specific titles will be absent for a while? Or will there be enough games with that kind of creative ambition to fill the void? Love and respect, Dominic from Australia. All right. Let's talk about the Chinese Room.
It was Dear Esther and...
Everybody's going to the Rapture.
Oh, yes.
I've not seen this Google VR game.
Yeah.
For Google VR, you got to own that phone. You gotta,
Right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, to
Oh,
own
yeah,
that phone.
I was like, why haven't I heard of that?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
God, I get heated.
Okay.
I get heated up
Let's get heated
when
up.
people criticize something for being a walking simulator.
But I'm just walking.
You are still going through this game. You are in control. You are still playing a video game, and you are... Me, at least, I feel things. You know, there's still an emotional vibe. There's the game is communicating with you. So I don't understand criticizing the game for being a walking simulator because you're not shooting things or maybe solving complex, intricate puzzles. Like, there's so many avenues and types of games. Like, the hate and the criticism for a game being a walking simulator, I just don't understand, because it's trying to just make you emotional and tell you a story. And that's its strength. That's what it's doing. Like, I don't need to shoot anyone or solve a puzzle in these games.
I will say that those two games are probably the going back to that word, the apex of what somebody could call a walking simulator. You know, as like, I was actually very surprised. I was very surprised with Dear Esther, and the fact that there really wasn't anything to do other than go through these environments and hear some dialogue, and there didn't seem to be anything hidden other than like trying to piece together what it all meant. And then I was very surprised that everybody's gone to the Rapture, the movement speed and the sort of hidden walk faster button, you know, and so while I enjoy those games, I do kind of understand that, like, there are people that are just not going to be into that, because it's sort of like, you know, it's sort of like a non-linear audiobook in a lot of ways, and so you're just experiencing a very preset kind of thing, and there's not a lot. There's not a lot of interaction with the world in general.
Do you think that the Chinese Room shutting down indicates that these games were a bad idea?
I don't think it's that they're a bad idea, but I do think that they are games that are made more for artistic purposes than finding a market. I think it's hard to find a market, and I think now that, you know, especially like when it sounds like from what we're hearing that Sony is kind of backing away from funding those kinds of projects, it's probably hard to find like that investment in order to make those things. And then there are also probably, like, he's talking about like taking Refresher and stuff like that. I know Jessica Curry after Rapture had already kind of...
Who is Jessica Curry?
She's one of the heads of the studio at that time, and then also the composer. A very, very talented composer. So I think she actually has something going on right now. I can't remember, but I've seen her name popping up again recently. So I think she's working on something. But yeah, so it's just, I think it's making those kinds of things, I think it's challenging in a lot of ways. And it's like, yeah, you have something you want to say, you have a vision you want to get across. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture did a really excellent job of creating like that kind of rural English village and like getting all of those details down. But yeah, it's kind of hard when your game has a limited audience and then, you know, it sort of just becomes the free PS Plus game and then everyone just plays it that way. You know?
Did Everybody's Gone to Rapture, was that a free game at one point?
Eventually.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it got there. Maybe I'm wrong.
Jones, what do you take from the studio closing? Is it just like...
They didn't say closing though, right?
Right, because it's not officially closing. What did they say? It's going dark.
Yeah.
Don't expect games from us in the near future.
Yeah. Is that okay?
I think that's totally okay for any studio to do, of course. Yeah, if you need to take your time. Yeah, I think as a studio, you're either actively working on your next game or you're not. And I wonder if maybe they had a project and they had something and then realized, like, this will be great, but maybe it's not the big next step. Would you consider Gone Home, Tacoma, and Edith Finch walking simulators?
Yes.
Yes.
I think Edith Finch is groundbreaking. I think Edith Finch really kind of shakes up the genre with how do you fix just walking around. You're doing much more. You're walking and swimming.
There's a
slithering.
lot of interesting things.
You become things other than human beings, and there's a lot of really weird.
Yeah. Do I ever do any cool platforming?
Yes. Yeah. There's platforming elements.
I don't think so.
Traveling and stuff.
No, I like challenging platforming games.
But it's surprising. There are moments I would much rather play a game like that where, wow, that 10-minute segment was crazy versus like, wow, I was tough to get up that tree. You know, it's like I think because of the incredible things that they've done, I think you have other companies now that are kind of taking the lead and taking the genre in other interesting places creatively. And so I wonder if they're like, we would like to do the next thing. We'd like to maybe kind of figure out where we can take this.
Jones, I kind of like that comparison. Just for the record, I really like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. I think it's a really fun game. I love Edith Finch, and I think it's way better. I think it's a way better video game, and I think you could say that. And I wonder if Edith Finch would exist as it did if it wasn't for Dear Esther back then and Gone Home. I think Gone Home, like, yeah, they made games, they made a market, I think, and so I don't think that market dies. I don't think the walking simulator market dies, but I think it evolves, and I think the name dies. I don't think you would call Edith Finch a walking simulator, actually. I think you could cynically call it one, as we just did, but I don't think that's its genre at all.
Well, I mean, I think that's a cynical term.
No matter what. None of these players coined
100%.
themselves. Fulbright's not going to call Tacoma walking simulator.
Which is what upsets me the most, is that's the loudest noise surrounding these great artistic games.
Yeah.
Not how good they are. It's that they're walking simulators in a negative way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And well, you know, and I think maybe one of the reasons that Hubert gravitates to these and defends them is because they are, in a lot of ways, very much like a horror game, to where you've got to be in the mindset to go into this experience. It's gonna be best to like stick those headphones on, get yourself as into this space as you can, and absorb all the little details that are there. If you're just gonna run around. You know, the village, but you can't run. You know, if you just are like
walking button
was
like the biggest news story.
Wanting to get
how do I
through
hurry this? How do I hurry this game up that is you're supposed to take your time in?
Yeah,
gets me heated up.
Well, it's as silly as saying, how do I slow down the shooter? You know, and like I think there are some companies that make shooters that do a very good job having lots of fun details in the environment. Dishonored, man, probably more than anybody in a typical action first-person shooter game. But I think even then, the details in Dishonored are great, but like you still don't have that Edith Finch. What's in this door? What? You know, like just these moments of discovery where every time you like open a book or a door or something, it's just like, what on earth is going to be in here? And I don't think shooters need to do that or necessarily do most of the time. It's just not the pace of that. It's like I might see something fun written on the wall or notice a little detail on this person's computer reading their emails, but then I'm gone, and I'm, even something like Deus Ex, which kind of goes back and forth between those things. Before the hour's out, you're gonna shoot somebody or at least taser them or something.
I think of like Fear kind of messing with you and like doing weird things, but you're still like shooting at the end of the day.
But the environments in Fear are not the showcase of that franchise.
True.
Yeah.
Who's talking about Fear today? Who's talking about that game today?
I'll bring it up every now and then.
Don't make me spoil it.
It's my least favorite first-person shooter environment.
Man.
In the history of games.
October is coming, and I have a show where I talk about video games.
And Fear is going to be one of them? I didn't realize
jeez.
Fear had this legacy. I didn't
Do
realize.
you want to know its most important legacy, Kyle Bossman?
Yeah.
Non-hyperbolic statement.
Okay,
Definitively,
just the facts.
this is a fact. This is a fact. Definitively, without a shadow of a doubt, in the top 5, at least, shotguns. Ever. Ever.
All right.
Ever made. The shotgun in Fear is legend.
Not to mention the way you get to use it. You know,
Yes.
having the slow-mo powers really accentuates.
Okay,
like,
cool. Yeah, I guess.
And I
So
think
good.
maybe was the reason why they, you know, have it make so much impact, because it's so much more gratifying when everything slows down.
Oh, and they're like when you shoot someone and they're just like going back by the force of the bullets, and you just keep shooting them.
Pretty good.
We're gonna do actually 2 more because we got a really swift one right here that we can answer. We
Okay.
can blow this one out quickly. The immediacy of this, the desperation, is why I picked it. Foreigner needs to know. I always thought referring to people by their surname was an American movie thing, and it surprised me when the EZA team constantly referred to each other by their last names. However, all is not equal in the EZA world, as some allies get called by their last name and
Yep.
sometimes they don't.
Yep.
Huber and Damiani makes sense, as they both have the same first name, but Jones and Bloodworth don't. Add to that, Ben is Ben,
Yeah.
Kyle is Kyle,
Yep.
Don is Don, and Brad is Brad.
Actually, Ian does call you Bossman.
Yeah, you're in the.
I
call
say
you
you're
boss
split.
man.
I think you're an even
split.
split.
You're
I
right
think you're
in
the
middle.
only
It's
one
weird.
that can
Yeah.
live in both worlds.
Where did the last name
No,
thing,
you get both.
and why is the
I think you call me Brandon. No one else calls me Brandon.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty rare.
Brandon?
Brandon.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I ever
Hey.
call you Brandon.
More.
Who's Brandon?
Hey, more.
Yeah, that
It's
doesn't
weird.
happen. That
It's
doesn't
so
happen.
it's so weird. It's something that's always fascinated me, and I might have even brought that up. I don't might have been on a live stream or something like that, but like I can't.
It's just what
it's
sounds
like
cool.
it's like what food tastes good to you and what doesn't. It's
Yeah.
it's completely bizarre that it doesn't. And I mean, it makes sense, you know. To I missed the person's name, but
James Chisholm. I didn't say it.
it makes sense to James. They're like, oh, I get it. Huber, Damiani, they're both Michael. But it's like, yeah, but no. It's just that, I mean, Damiani, how can you not Damiani? It's such
Yeah.
a great word. You know, and Bloodworth, I mean, that's, you know, Daniel's, there's nothing wrong with Daniel, but it's
Yeah.
I'm calling this guy Bloodworth every
I
time.
find I rarely even say Bloodworth now, and mostly it's blood.
Yeah.
Blood,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's what
I
I
mean,
think
we
is
did have Daniel Kaiser, but I mean, Bloodworth goes way back from forward.
And again,
GG.
Kaiser every time.
he's
you know,
Kaiser.
that's,
Yeah.
It also kind of fits his personality. He's more of a Kaiser than a Daniel.
Keely.
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 Yeah.
Oh yeah, just call him Jeff. That would be weird.
Because I think what, and like to go to it like just pragmatically, it's the thing that's most interesting. It's the thing that grabs you the most, and it's something that I think you can apply to a lot of things. But the name, we choose the name that just stands out.
I think when I'm talking to you, I
Yeah.
call you Kyle. I think when I'm talking about you, I call you Bossman.
Okay.
Well, that's a
you're in
classic
the middle.
Bossman move right there. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, Kyle, can you hand me that pen? You know, like that's the difference.
Bossman is a brand.
You're right.
It is.
You're not wrong. Boston
And Dawn
is
is
a
so
bit.
just Dawn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, it's so perfect.
Yeah, because actually, I would
That's
say
the funny
Don's an
thing is-
outlier because Casanova is sick.
Yeah.
We should call him Casanova.
Oh, so many syllables. Man, I don't have time for that.
Damiani, Casanova.
You can't
But he's-
double
Right,
but the-
down. Double down on Casanova.
I don't know. He's
Double down
just.
on Don.
Yeah,
He's
Dawn.
too. It's almost like he's too chill for it.
Yeah.
Casanova is so chill, baby. Casanova?
It's good.
No.
I might.
I mean,
switch
just
to
like-
Casanova.
Switching it up.
I'm making the switch.
I can't wait to see the look on his face. First
Yeah,
time, you're like,
Casanova.
Casanova, how you doing?
He's gonna
Excuse
love
me.
it. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
That's
he'll
fine.
love it. He'll love it.
Yeah, just a weird thing to think about. Anyway, let's
Well,
play
what's
a game.
strange too is I have the circles where like, you know, everybody here and online knows me as Bloodworth, and then other friends in church and stuff, it's Daniel, and like they don't cross very often.
That's funny.
And so when they do cross, it's pretty funny. To
Like,
get
why
when
did they
people-
call you that? Like, so what happens?
Yeah.
What did they call you that for? Why did they call you Daniel? What is this guy?
Would they call him Bloodworth?
Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, when we had to call you Dan during E3, that was the worst.
I was uncomfortable.
That was the worst.
Oh yeah, Johnny calling me Dan.
Yeah.
And I think that's very much a Johnny thing. Like
Yeah.
that's like not other people do that.
And so that was back at Planet GameCube, right? That's where that relationship started.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you were Dan to that crew.
Dan.
No, not to the crew, just to Johnny.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Like there are other people I worked with that just call me Bloodworth.
This next game I chose because I love it when Huber announces the first and last name of a character. I was baited into this.
Yeah, you said this today.
I was
to
baited
me.
into this game.
Why do you like this?
I think it's because I forget characters' names.
Okay.
And in fact, I think they're unimportant most
Do you
of
want
the
to know
time.
what sucks about my life, Kyle? Is that I don't remember extremely important things
Yeah.
and extremely important details, but I remember fictitious names
like, I'm just like,
from movies.
like-
I just remember.
William Birkin. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you're right. That's that guy's name. Yeah, I would not have remembered that. Anyway, so here we go. Hey guys, I've created a little game for the panel that I want to call Who Am I Again? The basic premise is that I came to the realization that a lot of first-person shooters do a great job of telling a story from a fixed perspective, but as a player, one rapidly forgets the name of the person that you're playing as. In the following, you will find 15 characters from FPS games or
Oh
franchises.
my gosh, this is a hard one.
And it is the job of the panel to guess the corresponding game. Wow. I pre-sorted the games by difficulty.
Oh,
i.e.
name then game options.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm gonna give you
I
the
thought we
name.
were going backwards.
Yeah, which makes it a little easier.
alright.
Honestly, I think it makes it a little easier.
Okay.
How many Jacks and Johns?
Yeah. The first 4 to 5 games are intentionally softballs. Thanks for playing the game, and have a great week.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh yeah, we're starting off.
Are we
with
just blurting these
softballs.
out then?
Blurt them out. Yeah, absolutely.
Is that multiple choice?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just want to make sure like we weren't getting one by one individual.
Yeah.
So
And like this one, you're gonna have to blurt out. No, we're just so everybody understands how this game works. Gordon Freeman,
Half-Life.
Half-Life.
Yeah. BJ Blazkowicz,
Wolfenstein.
Alex Mason,
Black Ops 3.
Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Black
Nice.
Ops.
Wow.
Just one.
Yeah,
Okay.
just Black Ops 1.
Black Ops 1.
yeah.
Black Ops.
Booker DeWitt.
Bioshock.
Bioshock.
Infinite.
Yes. AJ Gale.
Nothing.
Whoa.
Don't know.
Far Cry 4.
Oh dear.
Oh,
you're
my
totally
gosh. Nobody remembers the main character is just the villain.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, this one's gonna be hard for me. Artyom Aleskevich.
Metro 2033.
Metro. Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
Wow. How do you actually say that? Artyom?
Yeah.
Okay.
I listen in Russian and it's like Artyom.
Artyom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool.
Gary Sanderson.
Sanderson
crap, that
sounds
sounds
like
familiar.
a Happy Gilmore character.
All right, I'll make it. Yeah, I'll make it a little easier. Gary Sanderson. Hey, come on, Gary. Okay. This person's code name is Roach.
Roach. It's Ghost? No. Roach, dude. I know this.
Gary Sanderson.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
I knew it was Call of Duty. Roach, dude. Roach.
Roach.
God.
Jeez, I haven't played that game in like 10 years.
Nicholas Mendoza.
Nick Mendoza.
Nick Hardline. Battlefield Hardline.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
Because they said the trailer, they would call him Nick
Mendoza.
over and over. Yeah. Good one. You were excellent.
Martin Walker.
Walker's Black Ops 3.
What do you got?
Sure. I'm just Walker's. We gotta outlaw that. You're done. You're
Walker.
done.
No,
I don't
do
care.
not
I don't
pick
care if
Walker.
it's third person sci-fi future paths. Just stop it with the Walker.
Unless it's a Texas Ranger. No.
Yeah.
You can't have it.
Yeah.
No. That is Spec
No.
Ops The Line.
Okay, good one.
All right, this one is, I think, easy, so I'm going to give you the name and then maybe the nickname if you can't get it. Domasi Tawodi. This person's nickname
In a shooter.
is Tommy.
Prey.
Yes.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought that kind
the long hair.
of gave away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one's easy. Jason Brody.
Far Cry 3.
Yep.
Nice.
Never played it.
James McAllen.
This is ridiculous.
So is he talking about boring names? James
James
McAllen.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna blurt out Red Faction with no idea.
Oh, it's worth
Can
a
you
shot.
give is there like a
Okay, we can do a hint.
military like Captain James McAllen or does he have a rank?
I don't remember his rank. But think of an AI saying James McAllen.
I have no idea.
But it makes it worse.
James McAllen.
Titanfall.
I will protect you.
Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
James McAllen.
James McAllen.
Wow.
Jake Dunn.
Jake.
You got a Jake
James
and a
Jack
James.
is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Jimmy Jack, Jim James.
Codename Nomad.
Oh my god. This one hurts.
Black Ops 3?
No.
Nomad.
This is the third Black Ops 3 guess.
You know, I'll try every time.
Think
know
of like
this.
PC game.
I know.
Think of like the height of PC game.
Crisis?
Yes.
God, no, man. Oh god, that one hurts my soul.
Jake Dunn. Does it really?
Oh, that one hurts.
Why should you know who Jake Dunn is? The guy
Nomad,
in the suit?
though.
I
Nomad.
knew
gotcha,
I'd
gotcha,
heard it
Nomad.
before, for sure.
Nomad.
Daniel Reckon.
How do you spell reckon?
Recken.
Oh, okay.
Daniel Reckon.
I don't think I've heard that ever.
These are strong names.
Battlefield 4.
Oh.
No. No one should remember the name of the character from Battlefield 4.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
like
what?
not even a campaign.
Yeah, don't put that in a cubbyhole. All right, last one. John Dalton. This one,
Boy, these just got crazy.
I would have no idea on this one. I gotta be like this one, no way.
Dalton.
John Dalton, FPS.
Singularity.
John Dalton, FPS.
Call of Juarez?
I'll do a hint.
Great guess.
We talked about
Great guess.
Epic Games.
Sure.
We talked about Epic Games a lot on this podcast. Perhaps Epic Games developed this game.
Quake or Unreal
Unreal what?
Tournament.
Unreal 2.
Unreal 2.
Unreal 2: The Awakening.
Oh, jeez.
No.
There's no, yeah.
No.
But a good one to end on.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
For,
Fair, like
just for lulz.
If somebody could pull it, it'd be this
yeah.
one. It'd be the
It'd be
craziest
great if I
one.
didn't guess any of them. But I was like, oh, Unreal 2. Yeah,
Yeah, Unreal
of
2:
course.
The Awakening. Yeah. That was fun. Fun
That was
game.
very fun.
It's fun.
Gary Sanderson.
Hey, Gary.
It's time for. Gary Sanderson loves golf. He
Yeah.
wants everything to be very straight laced.
Yeah.
He's very perturbed that Happy Gilmore is on the golf course making all this noise. Next week's bet is about Cuphead, which comes out Friday, September 29th. If I go to opencritic.com next week at this time, I look at the top 10 most recent reviews, technically before the podcast, not quite at this time. How many times will I see the word finally? Brandon Jones, what's your bet?
I feel like I'm going low, but I like going low. 15.
Okay.
Definitely more than 10.
That's low to you?
Yeah, that's, I think. But just potentially. I think that could be like 48.
Wow.
I think that could be out of
Whoa.
control.
Finally, I get to play this game. Okay. Daniel
Some people
Bloodworth.
write really long reviews, so.
I'm gonna split that. It's 8.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, maybe.
Michael Hubert.
I wanted the high number. Blackjack.
21.
I went high. Oh, I guess I got the high one. Crazy.
Yes, I got the high.
I
wanted
went
the
low.
high.
I
wanted the high.
said 5.
Oh, crazy.
Oh.
I said 1 and 2 reviews are going to use the word finally.
I'm in a
Okay.
pretty good middle ground, though.
Yeah, and
They
here we
got the
go.
low. We got the high.
The Don bet. 10.
10.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
that's a good
Don's-
spread. I'm going to lock those in.
10 with like a musical note. Did
Yeah.
you do that? Or
No,
did he
that's
do that?
Don. Don does
Nice.
art for us, yeah.
Nice.
I'm not sure what the Cuphead... Oh, maybe that's like a cup.
Oh, it's a cup. Yeah,
That's a
with
cup.
little
That's a
cup.
cup.
musical note.
A couple of them is going to know. We have 2 bets to sort out this week because
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have my disc. I did not have my disc to bring last week, so we couldn't do the Marvel bet last week. So we got 2. So let's do the Marvel one first. This was last week's bet about Marvel versus Capcom.
That could be the last Don bet right there.
Oh, if they catch up,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, it's
Why-
within 1 point, right?
No, we didn't.
Is
catch
it
up.
within 1 point or 2 points?
You said 2 points.
Oh, okay.
But we're not catching up.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Blood.
Blood, jeez.
Blood. The score as of last week, 17-20.
Right.
You're only 3 back.
Right.
Okay.
But you're doing 2 points, and I already know the result of one of those points.
Wow. Wow, folks. Wow.
Just feel all the tension just
Yeah.
sucked out of the
Gone.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
Gone.
There it goes.
Dude, everyone that watched that podcast
Oh,
last
okay.
week knows
Okay.
the answer. Come on. They were so off.
Everything's going to be okay.
All right. So, Marvel vs. Capcom released earlier this month. We joined a quick match. Casual match is what it turned out to be named in the thing. Selected 2 random characters, which was not an easy process. Held right on the left analog stick for the entire match. How long would we survive? Jones, you guessed 19 seconds. Ben guessed 20. Ian bet 32. I bet 20. The actual time we survived in that match, 36 seconds. 36.8.
Nice.
That didn't seem like casual.
We got beat up on that whole
Beat
time.
up.
Yeah, I think we all bet a little too low on that for sure, because what could that person have done? I guess unleash some supers on
They
us.
did pause. There was
Yeah.
a little bit of hesitation at the end, and
Yeah.
they started getting crazy with the big super like drawn out powers.
Once
and
they
stuff.
could just practice on us, yeah.
Yeah.
Red X got us. And yeah, because I think there's sort of like, there's sometimes you should be cordial and just kind of like play around and like, are you okay?
Yeah.
And you can kind of do that with body language. None of that.
No.
So I'm gonna stomp you.
Yeah.
Have this.
Little unnecessary character swapping. Red X.
Yeah.
You're doing a perfect on us. You're
Oh, no,
swapping
no.
characters.
It's fun. It's super fun to switch characters mid combo. It feels good, dude.
Just saying, you
Captain America.
You got a perfect going.
But no, the swapping like keeps you going and keeps your momentum up.
Oh, okay. That's
It's
true,
appropriate.
That's true.
Okay, and then last week's bet was on Steam World Dig 2, which released on 21st on Switch,
Yeah.
22nd on PC, September 26th on PS4 and Vita. What will the PlayStation 4 download size be? Jones, you guessed 11 gigabytes. Damiani bet 5. Brad bet 10 gigabytes. I bet 4.9 gigabytes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the actual amount, 244 gigabytes. Jones, you won.
No, megabytes.
Megabyte.
Okay. It's a bit.
That's-
Sometimes I don't know.
Yeah, we were way off.
Way off.
Because that's the smallest. We've done gigabytes bets before. That's the smallest.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever
I
had
was
a...
shocked when I downloaded that game
Yeah.
when they sent me the review copy for PC and we're like, "Blip, it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done many, like, it's never been megabytes before. Yeah, that's crazy. So,
Some
yeah.
wizardry going on there.
As Bloodworth predicted, I get a point, you get a point. That brings us to Purple Platypi 18. Red Eagles 21. Because like it was basically my fault we couldn't do that bet last week. I'm just gonna give everything to Bloodworth. Is that cool?
Give it all.
Yeah, give it all.
Double
Wait, what?
down on blood.
Huh?
Oh,
all
Ian
the
won actually.
win stuff.
Ian won,
Okay.
so actually that all goes to Huber.
Okay.
Yeah.
It all
yeah,
goes
that
to
works
blood.
out.
It goes to blood.
No, it goes to you, Huber.
I give it to blood.
You may not. You may not. But before we do any of that stuff, let's talk about our goals. How did you do on your goal, Huber, to get us all stop, breathe, and then think about how
When we
good
were talking about next gen, you had a perfect
I
opportunity.
know. I thought maybe.
Oh yeah, to slow down and think about how good 2017 was before we're talking about PS5.
Yeah, I should have
Smell the
done
roses.
it right there.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I was gonna, my mind went crazy because my main thing about not being ready for next gen was I'm not even ready for October. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Let alone next gen.
I'm not ready for this week right
Yeah,
now.
like October's
So
here.
much stuff already.
So
Blood, how did you do on your goal of saying woo woo every time you hear a siren?
I only heard it once. I think I got it.
You got it. Yeah.
I missed the woo woo entirely.
Oh yeah, there was a little woo woo in there.
Oh, I can't wait to pick it, up by the way when I'm cutting the
woo-woo, is
podcast.
thing. Yeah, you didn't.
Okay.
And you don't just want to interrupt the podcast like, loudly like I do. You just like woo woo. You know. Jones, how did you do on your goal?
I did it.
Of patting Bloodworth on the back.
I did it.
When did that happen?
He corrected you on something. There was some piece of information
I
that
didn't
you
correct.
needed. No, there was a piece of information you needed, and he supplied it.
And so you just give him a little pat on the
Something
back.
very obvious. Yeah, just some piece of information we didn't know.
Blood, I need to know how that felt.
me too.
It was a little bit of a surprise. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's okay.
Oh,
Caught off guard.
that's that thing.
Because here's the thing: is like human brains are such mush that they love a pat on the back.
Yeah.
You can't help it. If you did something good and a hand touches your back, it's a good feeling.
Unless it's my hand, apparently. Then it's,
Yeah, I know. Just like,
feeling
oh,
it.
okay, was
Yeah.
unexpected. Okay, sorry, Jones. I didn't do a good job with my listening noises. This is a skill that I'm going to try to adapt. I'm going to try to get better at this.
Training.
Yeah, it's going to take training. I will be on 60 Minutes when my hair is gray. It's going to happen.
Does Philbin do it?
Philbin does it absolutely.
Does Seacrest?
Yeah. Yeah. I think any professional.
The greats.
I think anything the greats.
Okay.
I think they can interject him. And it was like, again, just talking about brains being mush. You love hearing that. You're talking and somebody says, You're like, oh, I'm going somewhere. This is good. I feel safe. I feel like I'm saying something important.
Yeah, that's what's nice. Really ate a tasty snack. I enjoy it. Continue.
You just feel so smart. If somebody goes, you feel like a genius. It's crazy. So yeah, I'll get better at that. I'll make y'all feel like geniuses. Let me talk for a sec about patreon.com/easyallies. Because we can't announce any of those things, can we? But look, check it out. Look at patreon.com/easyallies because we got some changes going on. We have some interesting things happening. Let me just tell you briefly, because I don't do this enough, about the benefits of the $5 tier in relation to this podcast. Everybody from the love and respect, all of those people who submitted are in that $5 tier of patreon.com/easyallies. They send it to a post that I post weekly. And so that is where I pull all of those things. Also, those people get the podcast 2 days early. That was a correction that I totally forgot, actually. I said 1 last week. 2 days early. You get it on Wednesday. Everyone else, this podcast goes live on YouTube and on your RSS feeds on Friday. So yeah, 2 bonus days of the podcast for $5 a month. But we have many, many other tiers that are evolving and changing. Jones, it seemed like you wanted in on this one.
No, I'm just thinking about stuff. You said RSS, and I've changed how I do Cup of Jones now, and so it reminded me I got to get Cup of Jones and then RSS.
Oh, that's not going to be easy.
Nope.
Okay.
Which is why I just thought about it.
Sure.
I don't think it's gonna. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit of a thing to figure out. I don't think it's that hard.
No, because I had to go
A
to
little
iTunes.
bit of things.
No, he's not
terrifying.
doing it on iTunes. He just put it on the
you're not-
Patreon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you just export an audio track. I get
Yeah.
it. Okay, cool. That won't be too bad. Look for the audio track of Cup of Jones. Wait, what is Cup of Jones?
Cup of Jones is, if you are a $1 or above patron, now I do the show weekly and live. I do it Tuesday mornings at 10 p.m. Pacific time.
AM.
AM, sorry. Yeah.
It's PM now. Yeah.
It's Tuesday. Yeah, it's almost Tuesday night at 10 p.m. now. Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I sit down. This morning's episode was an hour and a half, looking to get it closer to something like an hour 40 minutes, or half an hour 40 minutes of me just answering questions from the community, talking about things that interest me, and updating people on things that we're working on here at Easy Allies.
Cool.
An investors meeting is what our
Yeah.
community is
Yeah,
called.
I like that. Yeah, but a jolly investors meeting.
Super jolly.
Yeah.
Investors. Love
Cool. Yeah, check out that out.
cool.
Check those things out. Hubert, because you won the bet, I won the bet in the worst possible way. I couldn't, my bet with a 4.9 when it was 244 megabytes. Yeah. I don't deserve to get any of these responsibilities. So here's what you get. You get the right and responsibility to share your Twitter handle with the world.
Michael P. Huber.
Oh, we're just doing this off. Okay. You get to promote any Easy Eyes video you would like to promote.
The Souls retrospective.
I make that mistake all the time.
Souls retrospective part 2. That just went up for patrons.
By the time you're
early.
listening to this
Oh,
podcast,
by the time, yeah.
Wednesday
it'll
or
be live.
Friday, it'll be up for
So
everyone.
it'll be live. If you haven't watched part 1, that's there. Part 2 just came out, and then part 3 will be out at a later time. There's gonna be 5 or 6,
Five parts.
five total
parts.
parts.
Yep.
Yeah. Brad worked really hard on it. Jones is cutting it, working really hard on it. Check it out. It's amazing.
Cool.
I love just part 1 because I hadn't played Demon Souls in a long time.
Yeah.
Just seeing the footage and hearing 'cause there's so much you don't know. It's all just news. I'm just whoa, I didn't know this.
It was an interesting comment. It kind of speaks to the age that we're in. But so somebody was like, you should make sure that people know that Brad captured all that footage. He didn't just steal it from YouTube. It's
Yeah.
It's he
That is
went through
interesting
and got all
comment.
those
Yeah.
shots. Yeah.
It absolutely is.
Brad's a pro.
And you know what's crazy? It's all I've seen is the Dark Souls one. Sorry, Demon Souls. It's crazy that just the groundwork was there. You look at that, and that's Dark Souls 3. They're still doing those things. The cutscenes are basically the same kind of vibes and everything. They just nailed it on that first try.
Yeah.
They just crushed that on Demon Souls.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Obviously, things have changed and evolved,
Yeah.
but just
The biggest jump was just levels to open world. And then,
yeah.
But specifically addressing part 2, as someone who has not played any of those games but Bloodborne, Demon Souls I thought was interesting, and specifically the difference between Japanese audiences and Western audiences. Again, like you were saying, the groundwork that they laid I thought was really impressive. Dark Souls, that is a video game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
After going through that whole game and watching every minute and every boss and every area, I was profoundly impressed by how big that game is and how much you can do that you don't have to. That's
One of the
completely
greats.
optional. Yeah,
Yeah.
incredible game.
Ooh.
Incredible.
And we cannot call it one of the greats.
Sorry.
That's a rule. I have to press on
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry.
But why not, though?
Why? Yeah. Why not? Why can't I?
Could be.
Why?
How about
Why?
one of the greats?
How about? Why Super Metroid and not Dark Souls?
Because no
People
one
are
read it.
afraid to bring it up. I think.
No one's
I
read
think
it.
you're right. I think people are scared to bring it up. It's because it has flaws. It's hard to defend it as impenetrable, and so maybe that's why not.
A lot of games have flaws.
Hubert, what is your final word? This is anything you want to disagree with, you want to reiterate, or just a thought that you have right now?
Give all games a chance before you immediately hate or judge them. Yeah, just give it a chance. Just be open to it. And that's every part of your life, you know? Just be open to the idea, open to the possibility, and, just don't hate something and vocally put that out there if you have no stake in it or you haven't even participated in it. So, back.
And now your trademark sign off.
I was thinking about a game the other day. Pretty good game. Jack's back, baby! Let her rip!
I am enjoying these microtransactions.
All right, everybody, what we're going to do is join a casual match. I don't believe we said ranked match on the terms. We have to pick a random character. This game doesn't allow you to pick random characters, so I figure I should hold down and right at the same time and then just hit X at a random point. Oh, okay, so Huber wants us to wipe the window.
Give it a...
Okay, all right.
One of these.
I'll let you do it, and then I'll press
Okay.
X for true randomness.
Perfect.
And then we're going to time how long it takes for us to die. Opponent found. Here we go. Who do we got?
And we can't look when we're doing this.
Okay, yep, stage doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And... Okay, and...
Wait, it's not. Wait,
You're doing
try
colors.
something else. You're not. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, there you go. You're doing colors now. You're doing the gems.
Okay.
Oh, the gems.
Okay, gems are random too? Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Alright. So now we're just holding right.
randomness.
It didn't matter which side we started on. The agreement was we would just hold right and see how long we live. Okay, so once you see us move is when you start. Well, actually, it's right when you say go, because like we can't
Yeah.
get hurt, but we can move ahead of time.
Yeah, as soon as the movement starts.
Well, no, like movement starts right now. Oh my god. Oh,
This game's been out for a while. People are pro.
no!
Oh my.
We said casual match.
Toying. 15th rank. Oh, you're 15th rank too, though.
Yeah. You're gonna get a trophy for getting a perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
And stop. When it.
There. Stop. 36 seconds. 0.8.
Wow.
I thought, for a second, I thought they were gonna be cool with us.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna be like, okay, something's
They wanna
wrong.
just get to the
Your
next
controller's
match.
broken.
I love it.
You're right.
That's
Yeah.
what I was expecting. That's
Yeah.
what I want to see.
Just a beat down.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just want to get to the next opponent.
There it is. You win. Congrats, Red X.
The Easy Allies would like to thank our Patreon podcast producers. We apologize in advance for all the ally names we are about to misspell and mispronounce. Ebb Software, L. Thanis, Hogue Law, I. Keyless, Jojo Dentco, King Art Games, Mango, Greg Kettering, Pixel Perfect Polygons, Nick, Walker Hope, Cameron Hendry, Will Schmuck, Michael Kozachenko, Bradley Spees, Caleb Aranda, Professor Metal Gear, Zachary Wingate, John Tyson, Ken Lair, Beaten Down Brian, Silent Consonant, Andrew Reif, Sigma, Dan Sebring, Robert Stoffel, Corey Jackson, Richard Smuts, Andrew Bailey, Anti-Ataraxia, Richard G. Flowers, Yo Butts, Michael Bisegli, Caden Geist, Demos Clay, Dave Red, Thomas Wigginton Jr., Eduardo Ortiz, Neil Bruce, Jared Reif, 44 Stars, Marius Smith, Matthew Pauling, Gino Elite, Carl Williams, Yasser Aluseni, Jason A. Sackle, Candy Coated Thorns, G. Levin, Charles Anthony Iapicino, G. Ken, Tim O'Keefe, Hitman 47, Ryan Anderson, Nicholas Owens, Colt Doss, Paul Nalsund, Cody Harden, Jay Shee, Marcel Froelich, Yong Lee, Mark Bianchin, Phoenix Doss, Akira Sendo, Lee Young, Andrew Kidd, Thomas Gonzalez, Peter Davis, Hudson Bilbrey, Rack, Brad Lohman, Gary Fair, Malphalax, Ian Santa Anna, Jake Musser, Mylene LaPearl Vanass, Tim Strothman, Caleb Crawford, DRD 7 of 14, Blue Suitor, Todd Yurkovic, Joe Burns, Patrick Chong, Chom Nguyen, Sergio Ruben Hernandez Gallegos, John Lipari, Stephen Last, Ahmad Naki, Jesse Vitelli, Jeremiah Snowden, The Banana Forklift Killer, Joaquim Morovuo, Gustav Strombaum, Kelvin Hartanto, Marcel Markov, Mark J. Betters II, Nefertiti Jenkins, Joe Olson, David Wen, Luke Arnold, Matthew Holcomb, Daryl Schramm, Brent Phillips, Leaf Johnson, Bobby Sandino, Catherine Lai, Gary James, Ian Bradburn, Robert Crouch, Mikhail Agnell, Sven von Brand, Ulf himself, Trenton Robeson, John Prey, By Manis, V8 Dave, Adam Damond, Nasser, Joseph Caruso, Sean Clinton, Fabian Schuster, The Solar Sailor, Mikkel Bach Sorensen, Jesper Lawson, Luis Ibarra, Tony Knox, C-Note 51, Isun Chor, Forrest, Caleb Ledoux, Mike Hook 1, Thomas Einsborn, Bry Guy, Jamie Jackman, Xylo Wolfbane, Quick Scares, Alexander Schiller, The Classiest Hobo, Boris Scherl, Captain Fancy Pants, Michael Eaton, Zinterax, Maudren, Connor Rosine, Paul Bishop, Sean Smith, Travis Miosi, Trey Whetstone, Matt McCarthy, Sean Mackey, Leroy Anderson, Jonas Andreas Sibison, Reed Johnson, Freddie Fingers 26, Manuel Thomas, Peter Wen, Luke Bennett, Adam Scherenbrock, Not Jack, Kurzistav Rogowski, Allison Burt, Anna Lancaster, Jenny Markula, Bjornar Haraldsvik, Sean De Almeida, Chris Sleep, Saturn, Mokiki, Jacob Whittington, Charlie, Wouter DeHaze, Michael Favacci, Eric Maynard, Cartridge Brothers, Renee Klutk, Bernardo Del Castillo, Leon Keys, Mugen Himura, Raymond Lee, Clay Roberts, Ritz 1906, Todd Paxton, Faraz Rizvi, Dakota Hayes, Zoostick, Don Turner, Mumble Mumbleton, Masuki 211, Kyle Bradford, Jesse Fish, Shino Bazu, Jason Joint, Edison S. Prada Jr., Alexander Breveglieri, Travis Ing, Bryce Ray Parker, Ahmad Al-Rashed, Tuttle, Beth, Furious Action Gamer, Jonathan and Amy Elkonis, Stuart Siddall, William Kirk, Reiner Lipp, Michael Schreiber, G-Sith, Mac Reed, Connor Ross, Matt Gunther, Evan Eng, Joshua Vanswall, Eric Gustafson, Refill, Sebastian Trier, Bonnie and Jason Connor, Alex AI, Jeffrey Daniel Lasley, Stephen Walther, Rock Gordon, Carlos Zuniga, Muzamil Pabani, Ryan Cohen, Adam Mullaney, Link666 Goron, Terrence Ireland, Simon Gauthier, Momo Rashid, M. Legend, Marcus Hankins, Peds, Justin Wenderoth, Calgareth, Eddie Reisner, Chase Caldwell, Andrew Buchter, Palkin Stirs and Stirs, Barry, Mikey Novak, Adam Henry, Beautiful Kai, Mac Jam, Ronnie, Caffeine Rage, Kira Stenroos, David Kennedy, Durgesh Patel, Kenneth Procius, Mike Calvi, Sarah, Philip Stadler, Anthony Daniel Galvin, Benny Samuelson, Trolls Rasmussen, Daniel Wong, Jameson Anderson, Vincent Foliat, Hutchitron, Ahab, Neobear, Rainier Dennis Bautista, Michael Pisano, Tetra Ninja, Quinn Gary, Alex Glass, Junya Motomura, Mithers Strongbeard, Ancient Picnic, Mons Anderson, Elvin Skogheim, Jai Aldair, Kevin DeBolt, Morgan Worth, Sam Sorensen, Matt Ferguson, Michael Tennick, William Heaney, Liana Alexandru, Krister Lundmark, Chris the Pianist, Michelle Nubb, Sandra and Richard Acero, Carlos Gonzalez, David Tran, Mick Mallow, Adam Barker, Philip Klarskov Jensen, Niels Frederick Elbol, Sun Pham, Thomas Clover, David Amaro, Alex Monaco, Nuno Amaral, Galen Moxley Hagert, Twisted Heart, David Boyarsky, Rahiv Maharaj, Toasty Soul, Sean McGing, Pete Cerny, Dagath, Joaquim Wiederberg, Christopher Santis, Marco Flores, Sam Handrick, Tarek Leham, Christian Hundorf, Andreas Koter, Egg Stravaganza, Gali Gutierrez, Addison Muir, The Fatty Show, Jason Shields, Rickster EXE, Minimic, Julio Ruiz, Lars Berger, Monica, Lorenzo, Remy Loisel, Jordan Kirk, Christopher Dixon, Ali Douglas, Peter Shoemaker, Repus Edud, Irvin De La Torre, Cyberboa, Christophe Fatui, Azazel Valkyrie, G.W. Fox, Christopher Foss, Outcast Writer, Chris Bennett, Liam Ahern, Helping Leon, Tristan Howard, Materia Addict, Rob Middledorp, Robert I, Blaster Master, Elizabeth, Miguel Rivas, Alex Lavanier, Willie Cecil, Justin Wren, Malcolm Moschette, Adam, Robert Ori Einerson, Christopher Donnelly, Matt Karwoski, Joel Short, Marco Hernandez, Gabriel Heilborn, Andrew Amos, Fat Shadow, Struggler, Tense George, Bunny Chen, Joey and Kate, Wavering Radiant, Raymond Chow, Caffeinade, Ian Anderson, DanPan16, Tongue Surgery, C.S. Lewis, Hasney, Orugachino, Jana, Royce Sung, Kim Monk Vonderleith Haagensen Petersen, Colin Hoylman, Reed Marlett, Ali Khan Sunger, Matthew Robles, Shanley Ladia, Dale A. Brule, Rerun, Arkham Fantasy, Dale Sun, Philip Higdon, John Ivor Carlson, Spencer Stevens, Siahi Jabbar, Russell Bateman, Rory McGuire, Elliot Moscow, Daniel Fuchs, Ivan Ponce, Christopher A. Butler, Adam Warizek, Sean Essen, Sebastian Urban, Marco Zanone, Alec Church.